everyone, and welcome to BB's Place, but also welcome to the Scratticus Academy as we start this marathon stream in aid of our friend Heavenleigh. Before we get going, please check out these opening links, which show you all the places you can find us, interact with us, and interact with our community. Also, all the information about our sponsors, Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mageham Press, whom we're very grateful to because they make this all possible. As I hastily make sure that I actually activated the command, which I did not, but I have now, we are also raising money for our friend Heavenleigh today, who has been going through some real financial stress. It's caused him to defer college, move 2 times in the last 3 weeks, and give up their cat. All sort of things I can kind of relate to, which is kind of sad. But please check out their stuff. They're also the community manager of the Greyhound channel and a big part of the community, so let's help them out. My name is Brynjold on stream. Thank you, Alice. I will sort that out right now. While I do that, let's go around and say hello to everyone, starting with our wonderful DM, V! Oh, hey, Welcome Gaming. Thanks for the host.
Hello, everyone. I'm V. I am so excited to run this for you guys today. This is my baby. It started out here on the Academy. I took it to the castle, and now it's back for this awesome fundraiser. So I cannot wait to play with these awesome people. So I'm going to move it around, and let's start with Jesse.
Hello. My name is Jesse. I'm at Jesse Neon on Twitter. I'm going to be playing Ratbite today, who is a character I first... did I invent him for BB's Place? I think I did. And then he just has stuck around ever since and is slowly becoming one of my trademark little people.
Sorry, I lost my mouse. So yeah, Ratbite's awesome. I can't wait to see what you do with him. And then let's take it over to Rachel.
Hello, that's me. Hi, my name is Rachel, or OBaby190 here on the internet, and I have never been to BB's Place, and neither has my character Vesrin, who is a long-running character in a very serious and dark campaign that I'm in. So I'm excited to give her a little bit of a break, but I am excited. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're definitely getting a nice little break with this one, so exciting time. All right, and then we're moving over to the darling Alice, who I can't wait for this next character.
Oh, hi! I'm Alice. I'm headmistress of the Academy, and I play Torga in this, who is my little stubborn dwarf who is absolutely fine until you take her beer or food away. That just sums her up, really.
Great, and then finally we have Scrat.
Scrat hastily fixing the noise gates on his microphone. Oh, hi everyone, thank you. Today I'll be playing Fabio Martin. They are a new character that I made just yesterday, a wizard who doesn't like being a wizard, and mostly spends their time escaping college to go out drinking. There's no parallels with real life whatsoever. Today, like I say, we are raising money today for Heavenleigh. There was something else I was going to say today as well. Oh yeah, if you want to direct donate today, that will also go to Heavenleigh, and we'll also be looking at the GoFundMe as well. So check out both of those things if you wish to help out. And thank you all very much for being here.
All right, I'm excited. You guys ready? So let's go. All right, so Torga and Ratbite, you have become well-known residents of BB's Place. So Torga, you've actually been taken under the wing of Alder Buckthorn, our resident brewer. So the two of you are downstairs in the basement level in what's called the barrel room, and you're researching at the moment with Alder. And researching means that you have tapped into a few of those kegs, and you've been sampling some beer as of late. And Ratbite, you have been working with our darling bouncer Sebastian as well. And the two of you are up front taking your job, making sure that no one's getting in and out who shouldn't be, quite seriously right now, because, you know, time to tighten up security. And you've also collected a few more of those wonderful zoot suits that you have certainly taken on and enjoyed. So basically, you're going through your normal routines and everything's status quo at BB's Place, but we're going to shift over to Vesrin. And you are sitting outside. It's a beautiful day. You're on sort of a nice little glen area, and it's been quiet. You've been taking a little break from your last event. And as you're sitting there, could you please give me a perception check?
Oh, I should have asked. I'm going to do this in Roll20. I was like, do you want me to roll physical dice?
I really want to roll, honestly. If you want to do real dice, or if you want to do Roll20, I'm cool with both.
I've got really fancy gemstone dice. I get really excited.
Well, I think you need to use a fancy gemstone dice.
Great. That's gonna be a 13.
13. All right. So as you're sitting there, you start hearing this like scuffling sound off in the distance, and there's this almost distressed voice, not voice, but call coming as well. And you hear it, and it seems to be picking up. It's not something where it's sort of passing. It's definitely like this rustling sound, and this almost honking-ish sound is picking up and getting louder and more distressed as it continues on.
When you say honking, it's not like is it like a horn or is it more like a goose?
If it's a
It's more like an animal sound. It's not mechanical.
Can she determine which direction it's coming from? And
Yep. Yeah. If you want to go and explore, you absolutely can go and explore.
absolutely. I'm just
Okay.
gonna stand up and try to go find this honking sound.
All right. So as you stand up, you turn to your left and you walk over, and you're going to walk probably about 30 feet, and there's this collection of brush. And you see in it this black swan whose foot has been caught up in what looks like an old hunter's length of rope or netting. And it can't get out. It's clearly got its foot wrapped in this netting, and it's stuck. And it looks at you, and it's honking, and you can see it's in panic.
She's gonna look side to side, make sure this person who put this rope here is not there.
Okay.
And she's gonna turn back to the goose and say, if I let you go, you better not bite me. All right?
It kind of puts its head down, and it's got these big eyes looking up at you, and it's almost like it's nodding its head, and it starts actually calming down a little bit once you say that.
All right. And she'll just pull out a dagger and cut the rope if possible.
All right, let's do a dex check on that one.
Oh, that's the worst kind.
Let's see what happens.
13 again, except it was a -1 on my 14.
Okay, so 13. So with a 13, the rope's a little bit thick for you, and it's one of those situations where you have to work on it just a couple more times to swipe at it. And once you do, the rope does fray itself, and it comes open. And you can see that the skin on the foot of this swan looks a little bit irritated. Luckily, it hasn't made any deep cuts, but this swan looks up at you, and its wings sort of fluff out a little bit. And again, its head, it's down, and it leans towards you, and it actually puts its chin on your shoulder and sort of snuggles its head against you.
Oh. I think she'll hesitate at first, and then she'll kind of, all right.
And as soon as you do that, the wings, they actually fold around you, and suddenly you start to feel the earth shift a little bit. And this black swan starts glowing blue to purple, back to blue to purple, and this glow begins to embrace you as well. And suddenly you feel yourself pulled into this darkness, but you still feel this swan embracing you. And as you're floating in this darkness, you're very aware of yourself. You're very aware of the feathers of the swan around you. And then suddenly, you feel your feet back on solid ground, and you find yourself standing in a foyer where there are two very large entities and a striking dark-haired woman with her arm wrapped around your shoulder. And we're going to leave you there. Fabio,
Yes.
where are you, my dear?
Well, if it's a certain time in the evening, I'll be making my way to the university wall, to a lovely little place where I know there are some loose bricks that I can just about squeeze through, and no one needs to know that I'm coming or going.
Okay. So, on your passage there's actually this little old woman who's sort of standing where you need to be. And she's looking up at you. And she has this distressed look on her face, and she's wringing her hands.
Pardon me, I seem to be rather lost. Can you help me?
Indeed, you are lost, madam. You know that there is... this is a wizarding university. Hmm?
Well, I'm supposed to be visiting my grandson. He told me to meet him in the west area. I don't know if this is east or west or north. I'm not very good with those directions, after all.
Well, it's very late. And if your grandson is in the university, he is most likely to be either in bed or up to no good. So, how about I take you to a wonderful establishment nearby where you can make room for the evening,
Oh, you're a helpful young man. Thank you very much. And she starts patting your shoulder, and she's got these gnarled old hands and this weathered, wrinkly face and these very bright green eyes looking up at you. You can tell she's like very much relieved that you come to her assistance.
I will jump down through the hole in the wall and offer an arm.
Wonderful. So she'll take your arm, and she's got, she almost feels a little frail as she puts her hand through your arm, and she grasps against it. And you can tell she's sort of leaning on you for balance as well. And as she gives your arm a squeeze, you notice that this dark cloak that she's been wearing starts to glow. Blue to purple to blue to purple. And you see that her hand, you see that her hand is also doing the same thing. And as she's clutching your arm starts to do the same glowing thing. And as this light embraces your entire body, you feel yourself floating in air, in complete darkness. And you hear her chuckling a little bit as you're floating along. You can feel that she's still holding your arm. And then suddenly you find yourself with your feet on firm ground in a room where there are two rather imposing figures. Another person. And this little old lady is no longer a little old lady. It is a striking younger woman with dark hair, holding onto your arm and a sly grin on her face. We're going to leave you here. Torga, you're with Alder in the basement, and you've just sampled your latest ale brew that you have done yourself. What would this ale combination be?
Oh gosh, it would be really, really simple. It would be as few ingredients as possible and basically brewed for the longest time in a smoky casket so that it was smoky at the same time.
All right. So Alder, he's sipping this, and he looks at you, and he's got this glint of pride in his eyes. Well, I say, you've done a good job with this one. You're picking up the brewing skills quite well. Nicely done, Torga. And he's a dwarf as well, so you're at eye level, and you're just sort of comfy and cozy.
Of course it's good. I've drunk enough beer to know what good beer tastes like.
Yeah. Hey, there's reasons why I brought you on. So, what should we call this one now?
And she just sort of looks.
I'm not very good at names. I just kind of drink it.
Well, let's see. You know Mickey's going to want to have a good name for this one. Well, let's think about that. Drinkable, dark ale. Yeah, we'll ponder on that one. And Chad, if you want to have fun, put in what you want to name this ale. Let's see what you got for us, and we'll pick something from that one. So as you're sitting there pondering what's going to happen, you hear this mechanical ringing sound coming off to the side from the wall area.
Now what?
Like, just sort of walks over to the wall, picks up a brewing stick, and is just like tapping the wall. She trusts nothing after last time.
All right, do an investigation check.
She's not good at this sort of thing.
So as you're looking at the wall, you hear Alder. He's coming up behind you, and he's grumbling. I can't believe they decided to put this down here all the way. I told them I didn't want this finagling around and this messing around. And he actually walks past you, and he goes over to the one side of the wall, and there is this object hanging up on the wall with a cord that seems to hook one piece to another. And he sighs, and he puts his hand around and goes, I don't get the idea of these phones. We can just send each other messages, but whatever. And he picks up the phone, and he holds it to his ear. Hello? Hello? I don't think it's working. Hello? You try it. And he holds it to you, up to your ear.
She sort of takes it like that, like,
What kind of witchcraft is this? Hello? Like,
Hello, Alder.
oh my god, there's someone in there!
because she sort of looks back to him.
Hello? You just hear this voice.
Hello? Put your ear to the phone, Alder. God, how many times do I have to train this man on how to do this? Hello?
Excuse me?
Oh, Torga! Hi, honey. How are you? It's Evie.
How did you get stuck in here? Who did this to you?
Oh, sweetheart. Remember we got the telephones put in. You're talking on the telephone, honey? Remember? So we don't have to waste magic we don't need to?
Okay.
It just completely wings it, still believing she is in this object.
All right, honey, can you come upstairs if you don't mind? We have a couple of incomings and BB's requested your presence up at the front room.
Okay, I'm coming, but do I need to take this with me?
You see how it's attached to the wall, honey?
I can rip it off the wall.
No, Torga, sweetie, please don't do that. We already had replaced 4 already. Want to leave it attached. It's supposed to stay there. Just put it back in its cradle, that little U-shaped thingy, so that the circle part that your ear's against can rest in it.
Okay, these are things that'd be really great if they were mobile in future,
Yeah, BB said there's something like that floating around, but she doesn't ever bring it back here.
Okay, I'm gonna come up now.
As she just sort of drops the phone and walks away up the stairs.
All right, so the phone kind of clunks to the floor, and you see Alder kind of like huffing, and he's poking it with his cane with this, big grizzly scowl on his face, and he just sort of mentions like, yes, we'll figure out the name. I'll let Mickey know, and she'll get that arranged, and go see what they want. And he kind of turns his back, and he's picking up the phone, and he puts it back into the cradle as you walk away. So as Torga gets up to the front room, Vess and Fabio, you basically are looking at these 2 gentlemen, both sharply dressed, both of curious builds as well. You see one in a very dark black suit with red pinstriping. He's got this sort of greenish undertone to his skin and this underbite with 2 canines that kind of poke out a little bit. And he's got this pleasant but strong presence to him. And he's smiling at both of you. And then Ratbite, what would they be seeing as you stand in front of them as well?
Sorry, I forgot the shortcut to unmute myself. What you'd be seeing opposite this figure is Ratbite, who is a very tall, about 6.5 foot tall gnoll, and he is hulking in his physicality, just ripped. And on top of that, most of his body is covered in a thick layer of black, matted, motley fur. There's a few fleas kind of like visibly jumping around in the spots that poke out through this stark yellow zoot suit, and a pair of wicked-looking swords at his hip. And he's just kind of drooling ferociously, just dripping down his mouth like a river. And as he sees you, just kind of licks his snout and kind of giggles to himself.
Yes, hello, BB, and welcome to our 2 new travelers. Torga, honey, you want to come in here, sweetheart, and close the door behind you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, she sort of just closes the door and says,
That thing attached to the wall called me up there.
Yeah, the telephone thing, I'm not liking it much myself. It's a little bit more work than need be, but hey, whatever. And you see that this woman, the dark-haired woman standing between all of you, she kind of sighs and, look, I was just trying to make things easier and make it so we didn't have to throw magic all around. But, I'm sorry, I probably should introduce myself. And she'll turn to Vess first. You, my dear, thank you so much for your assistance earlier.
You were a goose.
No, darling, I was a swan.
So you're not, are you usually like that, or?
No, I'm usually like this, dear. I just, when I need assistance, sometimes I like to test out the waters and see what the person is like. The ones who walk by and let me remain helpless and caught in that net are the ones I don't bother with. The ones who come over and try to help a creature out in need, those are the ones I know are the good keepers.
And she keeps looking back at Ratbite in fear and trying to keep her eyes on this woman in front of her. So you are, what is this?
Well, I'm BB. This is my place. And you've been brought here to help me out because I've heard some good things about you, and I thought I'd see if they were true. And They were proved correct earlier, and I'm sorry, I do have a rather unorthodox way of bringing people to my establishment, for you see, you're not exactly where you were before.
I gathered as much. Yes, it's different.
Yes, different time, different place. But you're more than welcome here, and these are lovely people. They mean you absolutely no harm. And you, darling sir, and she'll turn to Fabio. Thank you as well for helping me out. Not everyone wants to help the distressed little old lady.
Well, I mean, I hardly had the chance yet, but no problem, I suppose.
Wonderful. All right, well, I'm going to leave you all to it. Torga, Sebastian, Ratbot, catch them up on the going on here. I need to go upstairs. There's actually an important phone call I need to get, but I'll just be up in my study should you need me today. And help them get comfortable and help them get established. How's that sound?
Always I'll deal as I am bade. Without commands I'll sheathe my blades. Seek you travelers, food, drink, or trade?
Wonderful. And Torga, I know you can have everything taken care of, no problem.
Who wants a drink?
Exactly.
Yes.
Make your intents clear, or be unmade.
He does that a lot.
He does it all the time. Oh, and that too. That's perfectly harmless, don't worry. And she'll smile at all of you, and she'll turn towards the door, and she'll open up the door that Torga had just come through, and she'll walk out, leaving the door open, and Sebastian's just kind of sitting there chuckling. She likes to make an entrance. She likes for her people to make an entrance. Please do get comfortable. My darling wife Evie is just beyond there. She will make sure that you have everything you need and explain things a little bit more. But essentially, you've been brought in because your talents could prove helpful here at BB's, because she needs a little extra assistance with security and making sure the place is kept safe. That's basically the nutshell of it all. But essentially, it's just if it's going to be, keep an eye out for strange things, and we go from there. We never know what's going to happen. It's just sort of one of those things.
Keep an eye out for strange things. This I can do. We should start with the ale. There's always strange things going on in ale.
Oh, you're gonna have fun here. Yep. Alrighty. Yeah, please do go right ahead. And Ratbite, why don't you go along with them? I'm gonna stay here and hold the front door and just make sure everything's going all right on my end.
There are demons at every bottle's bottom. If we drink fast enough, perhaps we'll got them.
All right, folks. Torga, why don't you show them out? Ratbite, you take the back of it.
And Torga just marches up to the bar. She climbs a stool, doesn't sit on it, she stands on it.
Well, what do you want to drink?
Is that safe? You standing on furniture?
I always stand on furniture.
Really?
You
Have
don't?
you tried? No, I usually sit on it.
I'm not very tall, so if I want to be at people's eye line, I normally take a stool with me.
That makes sense. Okay, do you have, why don't, your favorite drink? I trust you. Weirdly.
And Torga sort of leans over the bar and then pauses.
I like a lot of stuff. Do you, what? I'll just get you a pint.
And she leans over the bar at this point and is sort of just reaching over.
All right, let's do a sleight of hand check on that one then. If you're going to sneak a drink.
26. This is her thing.
Torga's in her element. So, Torga, what's it look like as you're trying to lean over the bar and get the tap pulled? You got your pint in hand.
She's not trying to be subtle because she doesn't know how to be subtle. She just happens to be small. And she sort of walks on top of the bar and she starts sliding glasses underneath these pumps, pushes for a drink for each of them. She puts 2 feet on 2 pumps and starts holding them and pouring and just putting them up onto the bar as she does it. And she takes over these throbbing beers. Is that?
Hey, don't drink it too fast. This one burns.
Okay, everyone, we've had a couple of things come through. First of all, Torn Pixie, thank you very much for the resub. 6 months. Enjoy your new chat badge. So glad to have found this wonderful community. I've had so much fun on these adventures with you all, folks, and I can't wait for more. Thank you. Also, thank you, Kappa, who donates £5, and Tall School, who donates a sub to Rachel. 4 months. And also Ed, who's just come in. Let's kick this party off, helping Heavenleigh and making everyone roll on the fun table as they gift a random roll to everyone.
Ooh,
Lovely.
ominous.
What should we
Okay.
roll? What should we roll? What should we do?
Oh, I have some things I can give out. You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll have some fun items. So do you want to do those now? We're sitting at the bar. Might as well.
Might as well, yeah. Up to
Okay. So okay, we can work with this. So as you're there enjoying your drinks, you're gonna see this little blonde-haired woman tootling over to you guys, and she's sort of got this slight waddle to her, and you can tell that she's visibly got a little bump going in the front, but she's also carrying this bag as she's coming over to you, and she's kind of huffing and puffing.
I tell you, sure, let's get the phones, but then it's like I have to do the final sweep.
And she's got to clunk this bag on top and smile and look at all of you.
Oh, hi, everyone. You're here safe and sound. That's good to see. Hi, Targa. We got them all beveraged up and such.
Of course.
Nice. I'm Evie. I'm sort of the, the receptionist and BB's right-hand girl. And, excuse me, let me sit down.
And she's going to sit on that stool, and she just kind of leans back and again has like a hand on the bag and looking at all of you, and she's rubbing her stomach a little bit.
I just cleaned out some of the rooms. It's amazing what people forget here. I actually found some cool stuff. I kind of, you want to see what I got in my bag?
And you can tell she's like visibly excited here at this point.
Torga's just slowly sipping a beer that's too big for her and just nods.
I am always up for...
Yeah.
Oh,
all
okay,
right.
yeah. Fabio looks at Vestrin and has like a coy smile.
Right, here you go.
And she's gonna like haul this over in front of her, and let's start with Torga. Why don't you do a roll and see what you end up with?
Okay, what am I rolling?
100.
It's 22.
22. All right, so Torga, you're fiddling around and your hand hits a little bit of glass, and I think it's sort of nature for you with all the pints and the brews and the stuff that you're kind of naturally akin to. Oh wait, this feels like a bottle of some sort. And you pull your hand out, clenched around a bottle, and you're holding this little crystalline bottle. It's got this nice little onyx stopper on the top, and the liquid inside is sort of like this swirling, warm combination of different browns in it. And it kind of has a slight shimmer to it and a slight glow. And Evie kind of looks at you.
Oh, yeah, that druid. He said that's a good one to have, but he was tired of having to carry it around, so he gave it to me ahead of time. I think he said it was something like if you need like a little bit more oomph to your day. What did he say? Something. I think it's like a grizzly bear.
And sort of looks at the bottle, takes the stopper out and sniffs it.
Well, it's a good name.
And I just want to neck it. That's
All
what
right.
she'd do.
So as Torga drinks this, what's going to happen is, Torga, you suddenly feel yourself sort of shifting a little bit. And I've just put this, it should show for you. You feel yourself shifting a little bit, and suddenly like you have hair growing, and you're feeling yourself shifting, and like your hands are growing a little longer. The glass drops out of your hands. Luckily, Evie quickly catches it as it's falling out, and you're still the same size, but you're very furry right now. And you have just turned into a grizzly cub.
I just sit on the bar and try and pick up my pint that I was drinking. With my paws, trying to hook through like the handle.
So
do I sound like a bear or do I sound like me still?
you still can speak, and everything's all you. I've put the potion of grizzly cub into the handouts of Roll20, so hopefully you can see that now. So you have a little bit extra added to your normal stats and stuff, but you basically just look like a grizzly bear cub, but you can still communicate, you can still be thoughtful and intelligent creature, but basically there's now a grizzly cub sitting at the bar.
there's not much difference. She just literally sits there, just like, got a bit warm in here.
Oh, well, that's an interesting development. You okay there, Torga, honey?
Yeah, I'm fine. And she's like lifting up with the paws. It's like so much weird stuff happens in here. She doesn't tend to like react to it massively. But she's got 2 paws around this pint and just starts drinking.
Perfect. All right, then let's have Vess. Why don't you roll 100 and see what you're going to pull out from this bag?
83.
83. Okay. Hold on, let me get to my 83s. Okay, so as you reach in there, your hand feels this delicate chain loop around your pinky. And as you hook your finger to pull it out, you see at the end of this gold chain, this stone that has almost this glistening fire-like quality to it with this beautiful encasing to it of gold. So it's almost like it's caged in this gold metal and hooked onto this chain, and it's got this shifting, fiery feeling to it. And you have just pulled out a fire opal pendant necklace. And this is going to give you basically a fireball to use at your whim or whenever you feel it necessary when in combat.
Just gonna look at Evie. And you're sure nobody wants this?
Oh, I found that like tucked really deep under the bed. I probably shouldn't have done that in my condition, but it's one of those things. I make very thorough sweeps of each of the rooms like we're supposed to after someone leaves, and it was just, it was kind of just underneath the bed, like in the center, and I snuck it out. It's probably been there for a while actually. It had a little bit of dust, and I cleaned it up. So yeah, you're more than welcome to it. I certainly don't want it.
Thank you, I suppose. And she kind of puts it in her hands and then sits back, gives a weird look at everyone else, and gives her a nod.
I have heard of using Tiger Balm, but that is a new level.
Torga just raises a glass and cheers and keeps drinking.
All right, Fabio, you're up. Evie kind of turns to you.
Well, what would you like?
I'd like a 32, please.
Like a 32?
Hold on, my roll 20's lagging on me. All right, so let's see here. For Fabio, we have... Oh, okay. So you're fiddling around in there, and you feel this bit of leather wrapped around something more solid. It feels like a hilt or a handle of some sort. So your hand grasps around it, and as you pull it out, you are holding this very intricate but delicate stiletto dagger in your hand.
Oh my. I seem to have found the dagger.
Well, yeah. I mean, people, they wanna bring in their weapons. We don't have a no weapons policy as long as people are cleared. So, I mean, you can add that to your collection if you'd like, if you need it.
I mean,
it's just pretty.
I guess it is quite pretty. Maybe I could use it as a letter opener or something. Yes, I will take this. Thank you.
So you basically have just a nice little dagger. It's basically add your dex to it for the hit. And then it's 1d6 piercing damage plus your strength.
Ooh.
So that's a new weapon for you.
And then rat bite. You see Evie kind of look over to you, and she's like,
"Don't rip the bag this time, okay?"
/roll. An 11.
So rat bite. In your bright yellow zoot suit, you feel this little bit of string, it feels like, and you grasp around it. As you pull it out, you're holding the tassel. And at the end is dangling a red fez hat.
Red fez hat?
A red fez hat! You've just got yourself
Fantastic.
a red... Yes. Basically, this is a +1 to your AC.
I found a hat in your treasure cache. I'll put it on. I don't care if it clashed.
Well, it's another look for you, that's for sure.
I'm immediately going to take whatever hat I have on and then like chew on it a little bit. But like as I'm chewing on it, I'm putting on the other fez. And I'm just going to keep like chewing on the other hat for a little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm cracking up because first go around you got put in a zoot suit and now you have the red fez. This is just perfection.
Say Levy. As he's chewing on the hat, though, he's going to look over to Fabio and like speaking through the hat. If that knife is not to your liking, I could stand to do more knifing.
I mean, you wish to make an exchange?
An offer, perhaps a trade of sorts. If this hat is more for yours. Kind of like offers the hat that he's chewing on, not the nice new fez one.
I'm not sure. I mean, my hat, and he pulls off his hat, which was a wizard's hat, but he's taken the point and like rolled it down and pinned it with a feather so it looks like it's not a wizard hat and looks much more like a nobleman's hat, but there's still some like purple and stars on it. I'm not sure if I should give away my hat, you know, it is a mark of college. But if you wish to have the dagger, you may. I am not very strong or dexterous.
I'll accept your gift of treasure, and I'll be honest, this gives me pleasure. And he takes it, and he's just, like, he's thrilled about this knife. It's very shiny.
Okay, great. Do you need the stats for that stiletto?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so it's plus your dex for the hit.
Ooh.
It's
I have that.
1d6 plus your strength
Oh my.
for the damage.
I might actually be slightly stronger than my sword.
Ooh. Well, it is a nifty stiletto.
Unsure what to do with it. He's gonna like poke it through his zoot suit like it's a lapel. Just like stab the suit.
Ratbite, if I have to mend one more suit of yours, I swear.
And she's gonna like pick up the bag and kind of look to each of you. She goes,
Right, well, enjoy your beverages. By the way, I got your room set up, so if you want to go up to your rooms towards the end of the night, you'll be perfectly fine. You're Vez, right, sweetie?
Yeah, Vez for short, whatever works.
Oh, that's totally fine. We're good with nicknames around here. Yeah, I'm Evie. Welcome here to BB's place. Did she mention you're going to be getting paid for all this and all that type of thing? I know she forgets sometimes in her mind-traveling mind of hers.
No, not really. She just kind of said that we were in a different place, different time. Nothing, not something about protection. I'm sorry, is this like a forever thing, or?
Okay, all right, hold on 1 minute.
and she's shifting around. She's kind of huffing and puffing, and you can tell she's just not comfortable right now.
Here's the deal. Torga and Ratbite, they came here kind of the same way you just did. They decided to stay. Oh, Torga, you're looking really sweet.
And she's actually going to kind of like, scritch your ear.
Like her leg starts going.
This is a good look for you, sweetie. But yeah, they came here kind of a similar fashion, although I don't know if it was quite Phoebe herself or was it one of the notes, I forget. Anyways, they were brought here to help us out, and they did help us out quite nicely, and they decided to stay, but that was completely up to them. In terms of what the deal's going to be for you, and then, oh, pardon me, you're Fabio, right? Mr. Fabio?
Yes, Fabio Martin.
Oh, okay. I'm going to stick with Fabio, if you don't mind, because, that's a mouthful, sweetheart. But anyways, two of you brought here for the evening, just until, morning rise, but we're going to make sure you have all the food, all the drinks you want, rooms covered by us, no problem. What did she say? I think it's like as long as you make sure that the place is left standing and protected, then you've done your job, hip hip hooray, and you're welcome to either stay here along with us if you want to, or you can head back home, and she's going to give you, oh God, I need to keep my notebook closer, 200 gold pieces each for payment, if that's okay with you. She does negotiate.
That's at least 2 weeks of sponsored drinking. I can get behind this.
A lot of books.
A lot
Are
of books.
you sure this isn't a cult? This isn't like a cult thing? This isn't...
I thought that originally.
It's a speakeasy, sweetie.
I have no idea what that is.
She really didn't tell you anything, did she? Okay. So baby's place. This is it.
And she's going to sweep her arms around where you're sitting in this bar. It's this dark wood bar, and it's been polished. It's beautiful. It glistens, and there's reds and blacks and greens as accents for decoration. There's booths off to one side, and there are patrons milling about and waiters running around with different drinks and everything. And you see that there's a bartender on the other side. She's making sure people are getting served, and she kind of looks over to all of you and nods her head.
That over there is Mickey.
And she kind of gives a quick little wave. This Mickey character, who is another taller woman. She's definitely an elf. She's got this beautiful rich tan skin and this dark ebony hair that's cut very short at the jawline. And she just keeps doing what she's doing. And Evie's kind of motioning around. She goes, and over there across the way, and you'll see in front of you, if you turn your backs to the bar, there's sort of this lounge area with a double staircase coming down on either side. And at the very opposite end of the establishment, there is a dance floor where there are people milling around and this music that's coming across. And it is this gentleman wearing a very dapper red suit sitting at a red grand piano, just tinkling the keys and enjoying watching people playing and having fun as he's playing his piano.
So basically, Speakeasy is a place where people come and they enjoy their beverages. They enjoy their dancing. They enjoy just kind of hanging out and everything like that. But BB's kind of made it extra special for these people because everyone here kind of has a certain talent, I guess is a nice way to put it. And so it's kind of like a place where people can come and just be themselves and feel safe. But unfortunately, there's been someone who's kind of been sticking his nose in his business when he ought not to. And he's been making things pretty much a pain in the ass, if you ask me. But, BB be a little bit more gentle about explaining that. But he's a real jerk, and his name's Bubba, and he has it in his head that he should be able to have this place, and BB isn't running it right, and he wants to make sure that he can get what he can get from the magical type folk, and he kind of does things I don't exactly appreciate, like the fact to take magic people and get them into his wheel and make them do things they don't want to do. And she just starts rambling and all this information. Basically, what you're getting from her is that BB's place is sort of a safe haven for people of magical abilities. However, it is under threat from this individual who also likes to collect people for their magic abilities, which is why you've been brought here to BB's place. So that's a lot. That was probably the long of it. Forget the short of it, huh?
BB runs this place with class. This other man is but an ass.
That. You should have explained it first.
Well, my most prominent question is this man here?
Oh, no, he's not here. He actually doesn't like to make himself known. He's one of those, sending the others to do dirty work kind of type. Yeah.
Well, then let us drink. Get to
Okay.
know our new friends, huh? Nice to meet you all.
Lovely. You go ahead and drink. I can't and I won't. I gotta go back to the front desk, though. I have a few things I need to log in. Torga and Ratbot, if you can just make sure that these two are all situated and they have everything they need. I'm sure Mickey will be happy to get you set up with an order or two of food if you're hungry. But nicely met. Any questions? They're good about it. Just don't get too close to Ratbot if he's hungry. Remember, friends, not food. Right?
I'll hold them to the rules in place. They'll mind them or they'll lose their face.
No, they won't, Ratbot. No. No. Don't make me get that newspaper again.
He's gonna just whine one single time and his ears are gonna go down.
Thank you. All right. That's good. Well, I'm off. Have fun.
And she works her way off the stool, situates herself a little bit more, takes the bag, and she toddles back over to this sort of reception area that's around the corner that you would have seen coming in as you're making your way to the bar. And that leaves the four of you sitting at the bar together.
Torga's still sat on the bar, still in bear form, just looking at each individual.
So the potion did that to you.
Yeah. I don't do this normally.
And it just gestures with her paw.
I have a friend who sort of does something like that once a month. It's a lot more vicious than whatever this is.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Do you feel angry? Or are you feeling normal
What, in general or right now?
right now?
No, I'm pretty happy actually right now.
Okay. All right. Well, she's gonna lean closer to Torga and like slyly try to point to Ratbite. Is he angry?
Oh no, that's actually his good mood. He's always like that.
So the ripping faces off is a good mood.
Hungry, good mood, like it can vary. It's fine, just stay by me, you'll be fine.
Okay. All right. And she's gonna.
What is it you're saying there? I hear some whispers, Tiny Bear.
Don't call me that. And he sort of looks over. And she sort of narrows her little bare eyes towards you. But I'm just saying hello to our new guests. You fancy one. What do you do and where do you come from?
Me? Oh, no, I'm just, a waif, a vagrant. Don't worry about what I do. But where is
Wait.
the bud? Sorry?
You have a feather in your hat, that means you're fancy.
Yes.
So you're not a vagrant.
I could be a fancy vagrant,
Are you?
if you like.
And again, squints. Like she's not.
Could Ratbite make a perception check to try to sniff Fabio out?
Fabio, I'm going to leave that up to you, since it is your PC who's going to be sniffed by a zoot suit wearing gnoll.
Yes, Fabio, despite sounding, Spanish, is British at heart, and will just awkwardly stand there and accept it.
Don't make any sudden movements.
That is an 18 to sniff.
Okay.
Kind of smell like old stale ale and books, maybe? Smells like I haven't changed this robe in quite a while.
He smells like ink and magic words. I suspect he is a nerd.
Oh, Jesse.
Quite the opposite, actually, though I do know the type you describe.
That's
I
gonna
have-
take an drink again because that's her.
I have proudly been to my university for 2 years now, and I have not yet attended a single lecture.
Why?
The bar was open.
Are you paying for it? Like,
Well,
Studying.
probably.
I'm sorry. You're going to a university and you're not going to the lectures.
Yes? Is this not normal?
fancy vagrant.
Definitely.
Thank you.
It's not a good thing.
I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you pass the tests.
Do you pass the tests?
No.
So, how did you get here? Like, how were you lured?
Well, as it was, I was sneaking out of my establishment towards the bar once more after curfew. It's a pastime of mine. And a frail old lady who looked like they had a lot of spunk to them was saying that they needed my help, so I was going to help them, and then boom, I'm here.
Seems
Okay.
legit.
That's why I say this with no theatrics. You should be wary around geriatrics.
Yes, one
He
should
looks
always.
stone cold serious as he says this, like he believes this wholeheartedly.
Torga is nodding, like very just, yes, this is a serious business.
Especially if they are in a post office. How about you, Fez?
Vez.
Vez.
The V. Yes.
Most
Fabio.
pleasant. Fabio.
Well, the woman, nice woman at the front, Bibi, I believe. She
Correct.
was a swan, not goose. Swan.
Yeah, but
And-
swans are just pretty geese, really, aren't they?
Don't they all hiss? Right?
They hiss, they bite,
I
yeah.
told her not to bite me. That was the first. Oh, should I apologize for that? I told her not to bite me. I didn't know it was a person. I should apologize.
I have been thinking about asking Ratbite not to bite me too. I mean, would you be offended by that, Ratbite?
I suspect it is all right. I'm often told not to bite.
Make that 2 for the on his question of not biting or anyways, yeah. She was a swan and she was in a rope and I cut the rope and then she hugged me as a swan. I've never been hugged by a swan.
Very brave thing for you to do. I wouldn't have hugged a swan.
That sounds like nightmare fuel, honestly.
It was strange, and I've seen a lot of things.
Please take your seats.
So, and ta-da! That in a speakeasy, as you call it. Very strange. I heard someone mention a phone. What's a phone?
A bar by any other name will get you drunk all just the same.
You do that a lot. The whole riddle thing. Limerick? What are they? Exactly.
It is most peculiar. It seems like you appear like a gnoll who is ripped and things, but this rhyming, it is a sign of great intelligence. Yes.
My god has bid I spoke in rhyme, and so I do it all the time.
Well, that answers that.
So as the 4 of you are sitting there chatting, the bartender behind the bar, she comes over and throws a towel over her shoulder and kind of puts her hand on the bar and pats it. So, you folks all settled? I'm Mickey, by the way. Very nice to meet you.
Mickey, a pleasure. No, I am not settled at all. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 shots.
Shots. Okay, so you're going for the hot stuff? Is this for everyone?
No, I don't do anything like that.
Okay.
So, well, how about we figure out what everyone else would like to drink, and we'll go from there. She's gonna stop and look at this bear on the bar. Okay, this is a new one.
You don't recognize me?
Torga. Okay. The barrel got brought up. Alda sent it along. He said it's the Aldrich Blast.
That's a good one. I like that one. I have one of those.
So that's the name. Okay, 2 of those.
And just holds up a paw, which doesn't actually have 2. This is just a paw.
All right, 2 of these Aldrich Blasts. My dear, you must be Vezran, right?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, so what can I get for you, sweetheart?
I'm still working on my first one. Thank you, though.
Okay.
For this gentleman, she points to Fabio.
Okay, so Ratbite, have you been given the clearance to imbibe tonight, my dear?
No, in truth, I have not. But if you'll give me some, I'll drink like a sot.
Yeah, that's the problem. How about a nice lemonade, sweetie?
A lemonade will have to do. I'll get something else before the day's through.
All right, I'll have a brew ready for you. And we're all through. Hey, look at that. You're growing on me, kid. You're growing on me. All right, so that makes you Fabio. I don't think your companions all want shots. What can I get for you?
No, I guess they do not. Okay, well, I will still take a couple of shots, and maybe a long drink.
A long drink? Like a Long Island iced tea?
I don't know. There is something we have back in our place called a Cosmos Polymorph. Do you do anything like that? Like a cocktail?
Oh, I got cocktails, honey. Let's see. You strike me as the, yeah, I'll get you a bee's knees. You look like a bee's knees type. I'll bring that over for you. All right, you four, I'll be right back with your drinks. Torga, got you covered. Bear, we'll talk about that later. Rat bite your lemonade. You're good for now. We do have things that are non-alcoholic too, sweetie, so don't worry about that. And I'm going to work on you, Mr. Fabio. And she'll turn and she'll walk off and she'll just sort of, you can see her. She's starting to get things ready. She's pulling down bottles. She's getting things set up in the various glasses. And as this is happening, if you all can do a perception check for me.
So now you are a bear. Do you drink ale by the barrel?
I always drink ale by the barrel.
Got an 8.
Your normal form I know already, but I much prefer you as a teddy. I got a 12.
Thank you. He just looks over and like, thank you.
All right, so Vez and what'd you get again? 12? Rat
Yeah.
bite? Okay, so Vez and Rat bite. I think the two of you are probably more focused on watching what Mickey's doing, as well as Vez. You're probably just more focused on Rat bite's speaking patterns at this point. They're quite fascinating. The fact that you're speaking with a grizzly bear cub at the bar. However, Fabio and Torga, you're actually going to start hearing some motion upstairs and this woman's voice, and it sounds a little bit panicked. And it's coming from the second floor.
Tori's like, excuse me. And I'd like to just roll off the bar as a bear and start my way upstairs.
Okay. So we see this grizzly cub kind of, are you going to walk on 2 legs or are you going to walk on all 4?
I think I'll try 2 legs at first and then not be used to it. Like I would just sort of walk like that and then realize the stairs are going to be easier if I walk on all 4s.
All right, so you're walking off on all 4s towards the stairs. Fabio, what are you going to do when you start hearing this?
We received our drinks, right?
You're about to. Mickey's still mixing them. This is happening while she's getting your drinks ready.
Oh, I'll carry on here. I mean, it looks like Torika's got everything handled.
Okay.
You got it.
Like it's her job, so she just sort of mooches off.
I have priorities.
Okay, so Torga, as you're, lopping up the stairs, you're going to see BB. She's actually just come out of her study, and she's got this very startled, concerned look on her face, which is very much not like BB at all. Normally, she's very calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, she Torga looks to her and she's like,
What's up?
Torga,
Yes.
why are you a bear?
Why do people keep asking me that?
Darling, you look like a bear.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you do something recently, sweetheart?
I had a drink.
At the bar?
No, it was a gift.
Evie,
Uh-huh.
of course. You haven't seen Honeysuckle running around lately, have you?
I don't think I have. Should I have done?
Well, I think she got out of my study, and I think she's. I looked for her, and I don't think she's in the establishment anymore, and I'm a little bit worried for her.
I can go find her if you want.
Let's go downstairs. I think we need to collect the others, because if Honeysuckle's gotten out, that means she's out there in the bayou, and that means that she's not under protection, and that means that Bubba could very easily get her, and I don't want that to happen.
You need to calm down.
and she just sort of like rears up onto her back legs. It's like,
Everything will be fine. Now, if you bear with me, I have never walked downstairs on all 4s before, so if you could just give me a moment.
and she's just going to sidestep the entire way down on all 4s.
Let's do an acrobatics check then.
It's not going to be good.
Oh,
Apparently it is.
so surprisingly, probably the first couple steps, a little bit awkward, but I think you sort of get into the pattern of how to go down the stairs on 4 legs. And BB's following behind you, and she's wringing her hands, and she's definitely, she isn't taking the calm down advice as you're going back down these stairs, and she's following right behind you. So wait.
She just follows all the way down the stairs, then waits for BB at the bottom. and is noticing BB's not calming down, but at the same time, it's like if BB isn't going to calm down, she's not going to calm down. It's not going to happen. So she just sort of waits patiently and tries to stay calm herself.
Right, where are the others, darling? Where'd they go at this point? Because we need to get this taken care of right away.
And just sort of gestures over to the bar.
All right, let's go. And she's gonna head straight to the bar towards where everyone else has been sitting. And during this time, while Torga had gone upstairs, Mickey has brought the drinks. She's placed them in front of those who had ordered or those who were not there but had ordered. And you're going to see BB walking towards you with great determination. And you can tell she's not looking too happy.
Hi, Isriva, and thank you very much for donating to give Alice another random roll on the table.
Oh!
I love you, River.
All right, so we're gonna,
that now. Or...
Yeah, let's take care of that one so we get that squared away.
A 13.
A 13. Let's see here. Okay, so next to your 2 drinks of Eldritch Blast, there's a little bag sitting next to them, and Mickey kind of nods to you and gives you a wink. She goes, little something that might be easier for you to use in your new form, sweetheart.
Like with my paws, I try to open it.
It's a very easy drawstring bag. You just pop it open, and inside there is this collection of cheap, what look like pearls, but they aren't actually pearls. It must have been like a fake pearl necklace at one time. These are essentially ball bearings for you to use.
I'd like to tie them around my neck, please. Tie the bag around my neck.
Mickey will even help you with it just to make sure you have it on hand and ready. So you're now a bear with ball bearings.
Ball bearings bear. Yeah.
It's perfect. All right, so you're all collected back again. You see BB, and she looks at each and everyone. She goes, all right, so this is not normally what I would ask you to do. And Ratbite, my dear, you haven't seen Honeysuckle anyway, have you?
My patron, lord, and lady mistress, I have not. Is that the source of your distress?
She's gotten out again. And I don't think she's even in here anymore. I think she must have scuttled through one of the doors and gotten out, because I did a search and she's not showing up where she should be.
That thing is always into trouble. It'll be in danger when the world is rebel.
I hate to ask this. Normally I just request that you help me here in the establishment, but would y'all mind going outside and looking for my cat?
Can I take drinks outside?
You can take whatever you want outside. I don't mind.
Excellent. Great. Then I am very willing to help.
Of course. You said it's Honeysuckle is the name.
Yes, she's a little scamp. She's this tiny little kitty cat, and she's got this pretty little golden fur and often can look like a white blur, and she's actually rather hard to miss because of her wings.
Wings? Oh.
Yes.
So can we expect this cat to fly away from us if we try to catch it?
Well, sometimes she will take flight, depending on her mood. I was going to say, if you take Torga and Ratbite with you, it'd be more familiar faces, but she looks over at Torga. Some familiar faces are not what they normally are.
Do you have a net?
A net?
Yeah, like a net on a stick.
I think Sebastian might have one of those.
Fabulous.
And starts walking over to Sebastian.
And I am wondering. I know a little thing of the primal cat, as it were, and calling after a cat and chasing a cat, it makes them want to run. Will it not just come back?
Well, it's not so much as will she come back, it's more will someone try and snag her while she's out taking her little adventure today.
Oh, I see.
It's not exactly as safe out there as it is in here.
Well, I mean, I have certain things that I could do to stop cats, so I can help.
I'd be extremely grateful, and I know this is sort of a change in plan than the usual, and I'll be more than happy to compensate you, especially if you bring her back safe and sound. This is like the 3rd time she's done this, I swear. But if you go to Sebastian, Torga just went that way. I'm sure he'll be happy to get you all set up, and you can head on out and see if maybe she likes to hide in the brushes. She likes to sort of explore near the water areas, back in the lake in the back area. I'm trying to think of where else she's been recently. She does like to tend to chat to the creatures around outside. But if you can just look for her, please, I'd greatly appreciate it.
I'm willing to go and have a look.
Ratbite's gonna stand and salute. Come, vagrant Tezrin and bear so itty. Let us find this magic kitty.
Torga is already off towards Sebastian, like pouring at like his legs because she can't quite reach.
All right, so the three of you probably going off in the same direction as Torga just went. Torga, as you're pawing Sebastian, he's gonna look down. You're not Beauregard.
I need a net.
You're what?
A net. I need a net on a stick.
Torga, that you, sweetie?
Uh-huh.
What the hell did Evie find this time? All right, a net. Yes, I've got a net. What? Wait, hold on. Time out. You're a bear and you need a net. Why do you need a net?
To catch a cat. A flying cat.
Honeysuckle got out again.
Uh-huh. That's why I need a net.
All right, one net coming up for one. Oh God, this damn cat. All right, so he pushes a panel behind him, and you see it slide to the side. Let's just say that Sebastian is well prepared. Behind this panel is revealed this wall, and there are these interesting metal objects, which Torga you now know as revolvers and Tommy guns and fun things like that, along with a couple of swords and daggers, and then tucked to the side. And you can see that this is something that has definitely been removed a few times here and there because its anchor is worn off, is this net that looks to be about the right size to catch a cat. And so he picks it up off the wall, presses against the panel again, it shoots back and closes, and he turns around and he hands you the net. Yeah, and as he's doing this, he's kind of got this sort of confused look, like,
She sort of stands up on her like hind legs, sort of wobbles a bit, and takes the stick.
Okay.
I sort of tries to wrap it.
Right, and he'll look up, and the three of you at that point should be there. So, I guess you guys are the cat catchers today.
I sometimes wonder about where I'm at as I go out to fetch a magic cat.
Yeah, you and me both, my friends. You and me both. A couple things about Honeysuckle. She likes to play. This is going to be fun for her and irritating as all hell for you. That I can guarantee. She will eventually come back to you, but just be careful out there because the bayou has some interesting critters. And that's really more the concern right now. Just make sure you can try and get it back safe. If you need us, actually, I'm more than happy to go along with you if you'd like. It's up to you. But she is responsive to what does she call her? Babykins, Snickerdoodle. What else does she call it? Honey Pie. That's the other nickname. So you might want to use those as well as Honeysuckle, as ways of attracting her.
Isriver has also donated to give Honeysuckle a role on the magic table.
Okay, we'll save that. So Honeysuckle gets a roll. So as Sebastian's talking to you, BB is still wound up, and she's actually followed you, and she's very distressed now. She goes, yes, she's just a sweet little thing, and here are some of her treats. Bring these with you too. She'll come for these. It's a little bit of my catnip and some little tuna flakes. That should help as well, and she'll hand it to you guys. Thank you. Just bring her back safe. That's really my greatest concern, and I'll stay here and I'll make sure the place is kept safe and sound. That's fine. I have that under control. It's just she's my baby. If you could bring her back for me.
Yeah, of course. We've got this, right, guys? Right? Oh, God. Okay.
Standard procedure.
And I start to walk towards the door. Well, I say that, I'm like really kind of bobbing along. Yeah.
Perfect. So Sebastian will open the door for you to the front door. Good luck to you. Hopefully, you find this little thing before she gets herself into some trouble. Just beware of the waterways. It can get a little sticky around them. Your footing might be a little bit off. There's a couple little extra things out there. Make sure you determine friend or foe.
Got it. I think.
All right. Good luck, folks. And he'll sort of usher you out into the front, and you're standing on this wraparound porch. There are rocking chairs, there are some palm plants, and the stairs go down and sort of through this dirt path, and then there's lush grass that's growing around the entire house, as well as this hedge area. And you're basically finding yourselves outside of BB's place, and it is now sort of just this. Hold on a second, my Roll20 is acting up. And it's sort of just this very peaceful area at this point. And you hear the door close behind you, and you hear Sebastian muttering behind the door. And it's now up to you to determine which way you want to go to try and find Honeysuckle.
Juggling a bee's knees and 2 shots, I'll pass one of the shots towards Rat Bite. The way I see it, we are no longer on the premises, so who can tell you whether you can drink or not, no?
I am inclined to agree, and should warn you about the bee's knees. It's quite strong. Believe me, you'll see. And then he'll knock the shot back.
Short bee's knees chaser.
Okay, so we're doing constitution checks. All right, let's start with Rat Bite since you took the 1. Muted.
Whoops. It is a 14 plus 2 for 16.
Okay, so Rat Bite, you're fine.
Good.
You toss this drink back, you feel it warm up your throat as it goes down, and it just starts to warm through your chest and out to your arms, and you just got this nice comfy cozy feeling as you've taken the shot. So now, Fabio. You got 2 of them since you're doing both. Let's start with the shot.
That'll be a 6 for the shot. I pull a very funny face.
So as you take this shot, it's strong. You fail to ask Mickey what exactly was in it. And it's taking effect a little quickly here, and you sort of feel yourself slightly sluggish from it. But it's warmed you up quite nicely.
Okay.
All right, you still gonna go for the bee's knees?
Oh, yeah, chaser. I didn't even think. 7. There we go.
After you've thrown back this shot, you then turn to the bee's knees, and it's got this wonderful, sweet, lemony honey flavor as it fills your mouth and it goes down your throat. It actually has more of a cooling sensation as opposed to the shot that had the warming sensation. So you feel fantastic. However, you are now going to have disadvantage on all of your dex checks because of these 2 drinks for the next hour.
Perfect.
Okay, so now that we've taken our shots, and let's say that you've come down the steps, how would you like to start checking for evidence of where Honeysuckle has gone?
Ratbite would try to put his nose to the ground, and then like kind of up some of the trees, trying to see if he can pick up any scent of her trail.
Okay, so let's do an investigation check with you.
Hooray for a big old +0.
Oh, no.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. So you're trying, and the problem is you're getting a bunch of different scents because this is where people come in and out all the time. So you're getting whiffs of perfume, you're getting cologne, you're getting smells of leather and of rubber even from people's fancy cars coming around the cul-de-sac. So you're not exactly picking up strong scents of Honeysuckle, though you might have picked up a little something of her, but nothing definite.
At the risk of sounding like an addled poodle, I pick up no scent of Snickerdoodle.
Perhaps we could just try calling. Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
I don't think kitty was one of the terms.
Oh. I didn't
Snickerdoodle.
listen, to be honest. It kind of, it felt like a lecture, so I just kind of tuned out and focused on my beer.
You might want to work on that. Just some advice.
I appreciate that, Vezrin, but what can we call a snickerdoodle?
That's one of them. Honey something was another one. Bear, Torga. You know these nicknames?
I mean, I
Or-
just call it Honeysuckle. So
Okay. So we'll just stick to the name and nickname and. Well, I do have these, and she's gonna pull out the treats and stuff. Maybe we should start. We could all hold one.
shake the packet.
Ratbite's gonna start bringing his nose really close to the treats, just like
I sort of slap the net on your nose, like, just to get you like, no.
just like one single whine, and then back away.
Yeah, it's not meant to be like hard or anything. It's almost like a backup.
So you're gonna try and like shake the packet?
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of lift it in the air and be like, "Snickerdoodle cat, flying snickerdoodle," waving in the air.
So then let's make that a persuasion.
Oh God! All right.
Let's see if you can persuade.
+7, so and I rolled a 6, so it doesn't matter.
So what'd you get?
6 plus my 7 for persuasion.
So that's 13.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, so let me. All right, so you're trying to do this shaky shaky kitty 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 thing that people do when their cats get outside, and you don't see anything kind of pop out, but you do hear this rustling sound towards the right, towards the back area where there's a hedge that goes around the house.
You guys hear that?
Is it in like net distance? Just out of curiosity.
No, this
Oh,
is
damn
probably
it.
good. Probably like about 60 feet away, let's say, to your right hand side. So shaking the bags, it didn't bring Honeysuckle over, but you did notice some motion towards the
Hey.
other end.
And Torga is going to raise the net and start creeping over to the bush.
In bear
Ratbite's
form.
gonna draw
In bear
his
form.
swords. Ratbite will draw his swords and kind of get a little bit low. You've lured something with your rattle. Perhaps it will be the call of battle. And kind of like he's very Scooby-Doo creaking behind Torga, but like
They're
very
both, like,
obvious, like
shaggy.
6 foot tall. Yeah, exactly.
Question's gonna look at Fabio like, what?
Oh.
This is what you got brought into.
I don't know. Hang on a minute. And I'm going to root around in my robe. Okay? And I'm going to start pulling out random bits of paper, some of which have doodles on. Others have, like, you know, what looks sort of like writing, maybe, if you couldn't write. And for all of these things, I'm going to be looking through. This one's got a whole bunch of, like, noughts and crosses games on it, and the little dot game where you make lines. This is my spell book. I'm looking through these random sheets of paper to try and figure out if I can do anything that helps.
Oh dear.
What is
As
all
this
that?
is happening, Ratbite's gonna whisper to Torga, "After we're done this heroic feat, I hope for a Ratbite treat."
Well, what you want? What are you gonna ask for this time?
Something raw and made of meat.
Okay, look, as long as it's not still moving, that's fine.
A condition I can tolerate. But if it were a little, that'd be great.
I'll think about it.
And she keeps like sneaking forward.
These, Vezrin, these are my lecture notes.
Do you mind? Can I? May
Oh.
I?
Sure, here's most of them.
I'm sorry. Have you ever held a quill before, or what is this?
Sometimes I use a quill, sometimes I use just a bit of charcoal, or I found a crayon once in the pub in the coloring section. That saved me having to buy more ink. On the front, on this one, the one at the top, that is a unicorn that I drew, and that will be my guide for university. I spent nearly 4 lectures on that one.
quite good. Obviously sarcastic. You keep those. Well done. Very well done. Should we follow them? Or
Yeah, we're like off like, towards the bush.
Yes, but I will start. Can I walk and cast a ritual? Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
I'm gonna allow that. I'm gonna allow that for flavor. That sounds fun.
Yeah, sure. I'll start walking and ritually casting detect magic.
Okay. So let's see here. So you're walking along, detect magic. Do you have to roll for anything like that?
Don't
How that works.
think so.
Okay, so you're doing this and you're picking up on actually a bunch of little things that are in the area where you are, sort of scattered in the garden area.
Do I get what kind of magic they are? Are they traps? Are they, friendly, fun treasures, magic items?
Sort of the creature sense from it. There's some creatures in the garden area.
Oh. We should all be wary that... Oh, hang on a minute. Creatures. That's exactly what we're looking for. There are many creatures out here.
Well, we only want one.
Well, I have been casting the detect magic.
Oh.
Yes, thank you. It's one of the first spells I learned. I also know... And that's not important. But anyway, there's lots of magic creatures out here. Or some magic creatures.
Do we know what kind? Do we know what size?
Magic.
Right. Whereabouts? Just what, like in the general vicinity, or
Like, this is a bear. Just
Around. You do get that faint aura, don't forget. So you have this aura helping out for each of these creatures.
am I being logged as one of these? I don't know how this works.
Yes, you are. There is an aura around you. And also there are some auras over there and over there and over there. We could split up and take one each.
You see 4 of them in the garden area.
There are 4 of them.
Okay.
and like she just like continues to approach with her net.
So you're redirecting towards the garden area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about Vez and Ratbite?
Wherever Torga goes, Ratbite is Scooby-Dooing right behind.
Perfect.
Vestron's gonna sit close to Fabio, even though she is doubting his intellectual, just everything.
All right, so you're approaching the garden. What would you like to do?
Can I sense if there's one nearby?
Do an investigation.
Fabio's like directing. No, left a little bit. That's it. Keep walking straight now.
Okay, so yeah, with that, Torga, as you're looking into this, it's this garden, it has iris and peonies and all these pretty flowers. You realize that there is a set of eyes looking back at you, kind of blinking, with its head tilted in curiosity.
Immediately, neck goes down.
All right, let's do a dex on that one, just dex check.
Straight up dex? Or...
Straight up dex, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So let me see what I do for mine. Okay, so neck goes down and you end up catching some flowers, but standing next to it is this creature sort of looking at you, and it looks like it could have been part of the garden itself. It has this bulbous head, and it has sort of like this stalk of fronds growing out the top. And it's small, it's not large. It's a small creature with these big, black, curious eyes, sort of looking at you, rather offended. And it doesn't make clear sounds, it's more pantomiming. And it's sort of doing this like, what are you doing? Why are you attacking me? Type of motion.
I'm looking for a cat with wings.
And it's gonna tilt its head again.
Have you seen it?
It's going to pause for a minute.
Speak quickly, tiny shrub, least I add you to my grub.
It's okay, I won't let him near you.
It
I'm
looks
just
at-
talking to the shrub.
It looks at Ratbite and it pulls out this little sword, essentially, but it's made out of, it looks like plants almost. It has this very green look to it, and it points it at you like menacingly, like don't you do this to me. It's just kind of like waving it around and waggling it, and then it holds up a hand towards Torga, like, you know, one moment, please. And then it's also gonna look at,
Ratbite's. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Ratbite's gonna get a little bit foamy, and he's gonna like tighten his grip on the swords. If you wish, little plant, we'll tangle. One of us will end up mangled.
I'm gonna just step between them, put 2 paws up either side.
Look, I need to find this cat so I can get back in the bar and drink.
An
And it's good-
excellent, yeah.
It'll look to Fabio and sort of like questioning, like, are you going to do something to me?
Fabio is probably like looking at their empty glass, kind of like.
And then it's going to look to Vez too. It's basically just taking stock of all of you at this point.
Vestron has pulled out a journal and is like taking notes on it now, just like sketching it.
So you want to investigate this creature more?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, do an investigation on him.
That sounds like a good time. That is a D12, not my D20. Picked it up and didn't even look at it. So that is a 16 total.
16?
Mhm.
Okay, great. So you're looking at this creature, and again, it's small. It's probably no more than about 2 feet tall. It definitely has a plant-like look to it, and you can tell that the garden is probably where it lives and it's established. And as you're taking note of it, you're also going to be seeing 3 more of these sort of emerging from the garden itself. And they're actually holding different tools. Some have rakes, some have snippers for pruning. And chances are these little fellows are actually the garden help. Like they keep the garden for the area. And so you now have 4 of these creatures standing and sort of staring at all 4 of you. And the one who popped out first, he's going to turn around and you hear like this as they're chattering back and forth with each other. And you see them kind of nodding their heads as they're doing this. And then the lead one is going to nod his head and he's going to turn back to you. And he's going to look to Torga, because Torga, you've proved that you're going to make sure that the big gnoll is not going to attack. So he turns back to you, and you can see he's kind of like scrunching his face up, and he's trying to make a meowing sound at you.
Yeah, that thing.
And he'll nod.
It does that as well.
And it nods its head eagerly, and it does the flapping of its hands too. And it touches its nose, and it's going to point back in that area where Vez heard the rustling before when she started shaking the bag.
Ratbite looks back, looks over. Wise choice, tiny plants, and he'll sheath his swords. With me, you would not have wanted to dance.
He's going to take its sword and kind of like waggle it at you. And it sticks it back into its little sheath, and they kind of turn and go back to their gardening.
Okay, the gardeners say it's that way.
So maybe if we go over to that other bush, you should leave the swords in your sheaths.
They'll stay there until they're needed, but your directions will be heeded, and he'll sheath them.
Good. Okay.
So as you're heading back to this area that was pointed out to you, and you've heard the noise, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have everyone do an investigation now that you've been honed in.
21 total.
5.
That's a
Right.
2.
Why have they sent us out to do this?
I'll have you all know, investigation is one of my very best skills. I have a +2 in it.
Ooh. Okay, so Ratbite and Torga, I kind of see the 2 of you kind of acting more as the straight man and comedy act, so to speak. So Torga, you're working with Ratbite, working your way over, trying to get it to be quiet. So that's fun. As you make your way over to that corner, Vez, you very much have locked into knowing, okay, this is where Honeysuckle has been spotted. You're paying attention to everything. And you actually saw a quick flash of white a little bit further down than it was before where you saw the rustling. And it was definitely a fluffy tail. And Fabio, you as well noticed the motion of this white blur at least. You didn't see the tail itself, but you did see this little bit of white fleeing away, probably another 15 feet further down the hedge.
White blur! I saw a white blur.
You too. Did you see the tail? Definitely a cat. Or
What I
something.
miss?
Over there. A little bit further down, not exactly here, but definitely a white blur.
Ah! And again, just like throws the net like, to try and get something as it moves.
So you aren't quite on top of it yet. You still need to move down a little bit. And
Then this bear will charge forwards with the net.
Okay.
Just like
okay, so you're moving towards the hedge to that
Mhm.
point. Are you going through the hedge like the little blur was seen doing?
Torga would, yeah.
Okay.
Torga would.
All right, so you follow this little blur that you were told about, and you go through the hedge. Let's, how are we going to handle that with you going through the hedge like that? Let's do an acrobatics on that.
Acrobatics. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. 21.
Okay, cool. So you basically just make this nice little bear-shaped hole in the hedge
Yeah. Like
as you bore your way through the hedge, and you've now come into another garden area. The rest of you see this hole in the hedge now that's been left by Torga's bear shape. Well, what would you like to do with that?
Radbite is gonna drop on all fours and just bound through, tongue like flapping behind him in the air. He's excited. There's a chase to be had.
All right, another acrobatics then from you.
This is not gonna go well. I have so many stats with a +0. That's a 5.
You got a 5? Okay, so Ratbite, he's charging towards the hedge, and I'm guessing you probably aim yourself towards where you saw Torga go, but Ratbite, being Ratbite, decides to try and make his own way. And you kind of get halfway through the hedge, so you're sort of stuck, but you can at least see in, and you see Torga in this encased garden area. Which then leaves us for Fabio and Vez. What would you like to do after seeing these two companions? One go through the hedge and one get stuck in the hedge.
Could we go around the hedge? Is there a way to go around it?
Do an investigation then.
Instead of through it? That's not very good. 11.
11. Fabio, are you investigating as well, or are you still looking in your cups?
Yeah, sure, I can have a look around.
Okay. All right, so Fabio, you're taking this in, and you see the one nicely made hole. You're seeing the tail end of a knoll. And you also notice that this is a corner to the hedge. So if you walk around the corner, there's a gate.
Oh, Veserin, there's a gate right here.
Oh, thank the gods.
And I'll hold the gate open for Ves.
Give him a polite nod. Like, oh, maybe you're not a drunken weirdo after all.
Oh, drunken weirdos at BB's? Never.
Just because I like my vices does not automatically make me a weirdo.
No, it's just the weird notes and the funny hat.
So you're all four essentially in the garden, Ratbite more so than others. You don't see anything small and white at this moment, but this is sort of, it looks like a private garden. There's a door that looks like it would lead back into the house. And it's sort of a collection of smaller garden beds. There's a fountain in the center, and it has a very geometric setup to it. So it almost looks like a starburst pattern. So the walking path crosses over itself in 6 lanes, so to speak. And in the center is your fountain, and then where there isn't paths, there's gardens. But right now you have a knoll stuck in the hedge.
I like Torga turns around.
You do this every time.
What was I supposed to do? Wait? Walk around and use the gate?
You could have done.
I suppose. It's far too late.
Okay, come on.
Like, it just sort of goes over and like starts trying to pull you out of the hedge. I feel this has happened many a time.
So you're trying to pull him out of the hedge?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, let's do athletics on this one.
Athletics.
See if you can pull him out.
26.
You're doing well today. So with Torga in your grizzly form, you're pulling on him, and because of this you actually do have a little boost here. So because of this potion that you took earlier, you found this newfound strength, and you're tugging, and you finally get some grip on the ground, and out pops Ratbite from the hedge. A little bit worse for wear. He's got a couple tears in his suit and some leaves stuck to him, but he's no longer in the hedge. He's out of it.
He also looks thrilled with himself.
Okay.
Sort of looks at like brushing bits of twigs and stuff off of you.
Right. Let's find the cat.
And sort of again picks up the net that she put down briefly to pull Ratbite out of the thing, and then starts moving along. Also, I forgot to add my bear strength to that, so
I did. I mentally put that in there. So
okay,
you were definitely good.
My strength is now plus.
Yep.
7.
So, what would you like to do in this garden in terms of trying to find Honeysuckle?
Shake the treats.
Like, and again, like,
Good idea. She's gonna shake the treats again and like give Torga like a really like, oh, this is a great idea kind of grin.
Okay, so then persuasion roll for you, Vez.
Oh boy, come on. That's falling off the desk. 14 plus 7. I can do simple math. 21.
You got a 21? Okay, so as you're shaking this, off to the very far left corner, because it's like a long rectangle setup as well for this garden. Off to the far left corner, you are going to see this tiny little face poke through the other side of the hedge. And there's a tiny little pink nose and these big, bright blue eyes and this fluff of white fur where the cheeks are and these ridiculously long whiskers sticking out around the nose area, and it just sort of sticks its head out and blinks a couple times and then quickly pulls its head back into the hedge.
Okay. Nobody make any sudden movements. Net down. Ratbite, why don't you guard the gate?
Ratbite's gonna like look back to the gate and then look back to the hedge. And then like he's gonna nod, but then very, very loud, like at the top of his lungs. We see you there, tiny magic cat. We'll soon be over where you're at. And then he'll go and walk and like stand by the gate and nod like he's done a very good, helpful thing here.
Can I lay down in the grass and shuffle towards it, please?
So as Ratbite does this, you'll see the startled little eyes kind of peeking through with the nose and everything, kind of looking like terrified as it pokes its head back out. But it's also going to look over at Vez and eye the treats that you're holding, and it'll cock its head, but then pull right back in. You're lucky she doesn't run away.
I'm shuffling.
Slow. Very slow.
Like I'm like arms and legs out, like completely flat, and just shuffling through this grass as a bear.
All right, so you need to do a stealth if you're starting to take some motion.
I don't think I'm stealthy.
Can I follow behind?
Alice!
I'm rolling I never roll well. What is happening? It's because it's Torga.
It's the Scooby-Doo step.
Here I come.
So yeah, Torga in her grizzly form is doing beautifully right now. Just tiptoeing along the grassy area.
I'd like to follow behind, tempting me with the treats.
I've got like camo paint on, like mud.
In the dirt. Okay, so stealth from you as well, Vez, if you're going to be following with Torga towards the corner.
I'm so nervous. Oh no. 7.
You got a 7? Is anyone else following along with them?
I think I'll hang back, but I'll also say thank you to the Maharishi who has donated $50 to the GoFundMe. Thank you very much. If you'd like to do anything with that, let us know.
That's
But
wonderful.
thank you for the donation.
Hooray!
I'll stand.
Okay.
Fabio will stand back with Ratbite and watch.
Okay. So you got a 7, right, Les? All right. So I'm averaging these two together. That's what I'm going to do. So averaging the two together, you're quieter. You're not intimidatingly loud. So she's going to sit tight and kind of still like, you see the pink nose poking through, and you can tell it's sniffing because of this bag of treats. And you're probably about 15 feet away from her now.
Okay. Should we split the treats? Do you want to hold some and I'll hold some? That way it's like double incentive. Maybe she'll think there's more.
And like, Tuga's looking at Torga even is looking down at her paws like,
And try.
You know what? I'll hold on to them. I've got fingers, opposable thumbs. So, no,
You know,
yeah, you'll get them
I
back.
can hold treats as good as any person.
Okay, well, would you like to? Okay, I take it back. You can certainly
No,
try.
you hold the bag. I'm concentrating.
and I start to shuffle forward a bit further.
Okay, so as you guys are shuffling, I'm going to use the roll for Honeysuckle that she got.
This cat fireballs me, I swear to God.
So you're going to see her stick her head out one more time, and she's actually going to look towards Ratbite, and she's going to narrow her eyes. And, you know, she's a cat. She's not too nuts about other dogs. And she is going to try and... I'm going to have her do with this. Let me see here. Where'd you go? She is going to try and throw a flame towards you, Ratbite, to get you further away.
Ooh,
So give me a...
spicy cat.
Yes, give me a dex save on that one.
Okay, what is my dex save? +1. That's not great. That's a 6.
That's a 6. So because she's feeling a little scared by this loud, almost dog-like creature, you see her narrow her eyes and she makes this little huffing sound. And in that huffing sound, this flame shoots from where she is and it lands squarely on your shoulder as you catch fire. And you're going to be taking... Hold on. Come on, roll 20. It is lagging. There we go. So you'll take 3 points fire damage.
Oh, that is not. Hang on, sorry. Okay, it is applied.
All right, so she's definitely not happy with you, and she is hesitating now because we have the two with the treats and everything, but then there's also this large creature in the back that's loud, and her head pulls back into the bush at this point. Everyone needs to do either perception or investigation.
My
6.
7.
I got a 12.
Well,
I am nothing if not consistent.
this is true. That's what you get.
I got a 7.
You got a 7. All right. Well, actually, this kind of works because we have Torga and Vez very much focused on Honeysuckle, and Ratbite now distracted with his clothes getting caught on fire. But Fabio, you managed to actually, since you've been hanging back, you're hearing a strange noise on the other side of the hedge, sort of catty-cornered to where Honeysuckle is hiding. So this would be coming in more towards the northwest edge of the hedge.
Oh. What does it sound like?
Do an investigation since you did perception.
There it goes.
You're not quite sure what's going on. You just sense there's something else on the other side of the hedge.
Could I use Mage Hand to try and part the hedge to have a look?
Sure, I like that idea. Go for it.
Cantrip.
So you're taking your mage hand to separate the hedge. What does it look like, your mage hand?
It just looks like my tabaxi hand. No imagination for Fabio. Just looks like their hand.
Okay, so this cat-like paw-ish looking sort of hand.
Yeah.
More humanoid. It starts to part the hedge a little bit. Now this is a thick hedge, but you do see it opening a little bit. And why doesn't everyone do an investigation as this hand is moving the hedge open?
5.
Oh, no, Alice.
I only do extreme.
Oh, yeah, one side either. Okay.
Consistent.
I got an 8, so I am also on team consistency.
Okay, Vez.
15.
A what? A team?
15.
15. Okay, so Fabio and Vez, you see as this mage hand is parting the hedge, this reptilian snout low to the ground.
I would like to cast Tensor's floating disc and put down my drinks.
You're putting your drinks on the disc. Okay.
Priorities.
There is a thing over there.
What?
So you let the others know that there's a thing over there while your drinks are floating on the disc. Okay, great.
Has Ratbite seen the thing in the woods yet?
If you've been alerted to it, yes, you now know that there's something behind the hedge. That isn't
I have
behind the
seen
list.
a lot of cats. Not one of them has looked like that. And then the swords are coming back out.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hang on.
hang on.
It's okay. This could be my time to shine. I'm doing the cat thing. I'm shaking everything off. You know, I'm doing a stretch.
Just limber up.
I'm gonna go to all fours and try and sneak up on the hedge.
Okay, let's roll initiative then.
There's a bear and a tabaxi sneaking.
Ooh.
I got 19 total. My initiative is -1. This was my first nat 20 on this new die.
Is that everyone rolling a initiative?
Everyone's doing initiative, so if you can... So Vez, what did you get?
19 total.
19. And then we have... Ratbite, what did you get?
11 plus 1 for 12.
12. Fabio?
18.
18. Why is roll 20 not... Okay, here we go. So 18 for Fabio. And Torga, you got the 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you approach, you're going to see, standing behind the hedge, or rather stretched out behind the hedge, this crocodile lying in wait with its jaws snapping open and closed the closer you get.
Who has initiative?
I think it's
So,
It's the
we're starting
crocodile.
with Vez. You start us off with this snapping crocodile.
a squeal because it freaks her out, and she's gonna throw out her hand and cast firebolt at this,
Okay.
this poor little crocodile that she just wants to catch on fire, I suppose.
Okay, let's see what happens with it.
All right, so it's just a D. Oh, spell attack. I forgot about that. All right, that's a nat 20. Again, this dice is broken. Okay.
Ooh.
So,
Okay, so how I do crits is you get full damage on your first and then roll for the second.
so that's a full. So 10 and then 16 because I rolled a 6 on my other D10.
Okay. So So what does it look like as you start getting this crocodile off Sunday? Or what is it?
haphazard.
What was that?
It's super haphazard. It's like she didn't even mean to. She just got
Okay.
scared. Bolt of fire just comes out of her palm, and she freaks her out.
Okay. All right. So this crocodile, you see it react. You can tell it has definitely been damaged, and it is not happy. It's trying its best to almost start backing away a little bit now that it's been hit with this. That takes us to Fabio.
Okay, well, I was sneaking up on the creature. And when I realize that it is a crocodile, I go floofy. All of my hair stands on end. My tail, which is poking out of my robe, looks kind of more like a bushel than a tail right now. And I am going to swat it on the nose with my claws. No.
Okay, so let's see what happens as you attack it with your claws.
15?
That'll hit. All right, so as you say no to this crocodile, how would it look as you basically just kill this sucker off and get him?
I don't think
Here.
I kill it. I think
What would you do then?
I think it like I'm doing the cat chase away thing. Like, you know,
Okay.
when you see like YouTube videos of like cats chasing away bears and snakes and things, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just like
Do I run away?
All right, so let's say as you quickly bop it on the nose, you hit in just the right point where it's so injured at this point that it pretty much passes out from the pain of getting its snoot booped by the tabaxi. But now it is technically, it's not dead, it's just unconscious. But coming up behind the first crocodile, you will all see two more trying to work their way through. So you have these two crocodiles, they are moving forward. This is going to be their action. They're moving through the hedge, kind of on either side of where their companion had been. So you're going to see these two crocodiles coming up on either side from the parted hedge. And right now they're sort of halfway through it, but they have their jaws snapping. They are not happy to see that their companion is unconscious. And that takes us to Rat Bite.
Okay. How far is the alligator from me?
You're probably about 30 feet from this alligator, based upon where
Okay.
you were standing in the garden.
That is not a problem. Ratbite's got the swords out, so as a bonus action, he's going to start getting like really, really frothy and foamy, and he's going to start laughing. And go into his fighting spirit. And then he's going to charge at it, and as he does, he's going to yell, "Have at thee, foul alligator! I'll wear you as new boots later!" And then he's going to attack, which is then going to let him attack twice, and then I guess we'll see how it goes after that. I get to make the attacks at advantage thanks to the samurai nonsense, and I'm going to do it in roll 20 just because rolling a bunch of attacks at advantage with dice is sketchy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I have a +8 to hit, so I'm going to go /R d20 +8.
Okay, that one will
And
hit.
then let's see if that one, yeah, and that would be it. This is advantage, so let's see if I get a crit. I do not.
But
And
you
then
still
for the
hit it.
second attack, I should have copy pasted this. I am a fool.
you can just press up.
I can?
Yeah, just press up.
Genius. Okay.
So you had the 21, right? For your first attack, and then
The second one would have
just-
been a 12.
okay, so you just hit for the second one too, so you get both hits.
Sweet. What is my damage? It is 1d8 +5. So 6 and 9.
All right, so you do 15 points of damage to which one? Are you hitting them both each, or are you dividing your? Are you
I'll
doing
hit
one, or are
the
you dividing
first
it?
one,
Okay.
and then seeing like the blood kind of spatter all over him is going to make him go even crazier, and he's going to just keep laughing. And then
Okay.
I'll action surge, and then turn around and bring the swords over onto the other one, also at advantage.
Okay, so you're dividing your damage then.
Nope. So both of those attacks would be on the
both- that's
first
what I'm trying
gator, and then
Okay, great.
action surge to do 2 attacks onto the second gator.
Okay,
If
so
that makes
then,
sense.
yeah, what happens with the second gator then? So you've taken care of that
Let's
first
find
one.
out.
It's taken some injury. It's not looking too happy.
So 24 for the first attack,
That'll hit.
and a crit on the second attack.
Okay, so what's going on with you and the second gator or crocodile? I should say.
So, and then you said max damage, and then the second roll. So that would be /R 1d8 +13. Holy cow, that feels nice to say. Wow, that's a lot of damage. So that's going to be 27 damage to the second gator.
The second gator, you basically just knock out. It is not moving. It is lying there. It has been dealt with, essentially.
Good.
So third gator is down along with the first gator. You have the second gator not looking too happy, and that brings us to Torga.
Torga is in bear form, and she's gonna just shuffle up so that she tries to make herself look as big as possible.
Okay.
And because she doesn't actually have a bear voice, she's gonna scream at it and just try and scare it away with her arms out, even though she's actually really tiny.
Intimidation. Let's handle it that way. Do intimidation.
16.
Okay, so because this fellow has definitely been injured, and you are in bear form, and you're making these odd noises that a bear would not make, you notice that this crocodile is pushing itself back through the hedge and trying to get away. So it's backed up. You don't even see its snout in the hedge anymore as it's pushing back. Let's have everyone do either perception or investigation at this point. We're still going to hold initiative, though.
That's my highest one of these yet. I got an 8.
An 8.
Look out, world.
12.
12. So, Vez, you notice that during this whole scuffle, that Honeysuckle has definitely dodged away. You're not even seeing her poke her head through because this is just, it's terrified her and she's backed off as well. But it looked like it was in the opposite direction of the crocodiles. You can tell she doesn't want to head towards them. For the rest of you, you don't really pick up too much more except for the fact that there are still some noises happening behind this hedge where the two unconscious crocodiles are lying unconscious and innate.
Welcome to the academy.
I'm still stood there with my arms up in the air.
Okay, so Vez, it's back to you with this.
I think she's much more concerned with Honeysuckle than she is, especially seeing Ratbite being as bloodthirsty. I feel like she kind of sort of thinks he has this handled.
Okay.
So she's gonna try. Was she able to discern? You didn't say that she could tell which way Honeysuckle went.
She went in the opposite direction of where the crocodiles were. So she kind of went. If you're looking at it as a map, she's gonna be heading northeast as opposed to the northwest area.
Her full movement to start heading that way without going near the crocodiles. Like maybe if she takes
the crocodiles, they're out. So if you want to move past the crocodiles and try and get towards the hedge to see where she's gone, you can definitely do that. All right. So that's going to be your action with this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Fabio, we're up to you.
Yeah, the crocodiles are out. I will stand up, straighten myself off. I'll sort of even straighten out my tail, which is still kind of floofed a little bit because I'm a bit freaked out, but that's okay. I will make sure the disc is still holding my drinks. It is good. Well, Vestrin's going that way. I'll follow Vestrin.
Okay, so you're following Vestrin, and then as you're doing so, you're going to hear, Fabio, this very low guttural growl coming from behind the hedge. And the hedge is going to start shaking, and this time a little bit more than before when the three worked their way through. And as you turn around to look, you see this much larger snout than head and then body pushing its way through over the two unconscious crocodiles, and you have this very large giant crocodile now snapping and growling at the four of you because you've done some damage to its children. And that's its full movement at this point. So, Ratbite, my dear.
Ratbite is going to see the giant one, and okay, so there's one of them beside me is still conscious, yeah?
No, the smaller crocs are all either unconscious or ran away.
Okay, then Ratbite is going to lap the blood off the side of his sword while staring at the giant mother dial. And his eyes are basically like whited out at this point. There's more foam and froth on his face than anything else.
Okay.
So he's just gonna like give a quick little flourish of the swords and then rush at this thing. My action surge is down, but I am going to use another use of Fighting Spirit as he stays in his mania, and just keeps laughing like a madman. So let's go for 2 attacks at advantage.
All right, let's see how they work out.
Welcome to the academy. Please take
First attack is a 27.
That's definitely going to hit.
Second attack is a 25.
That's also going to hit. So what are these 2 attacks? Let's see what happens here.
Rat Bite does one thing good, and that's cutting things up.
Okay,
so it'll be 19 damage altogether.
19 damage. All right, so describe what this attack looks like as you start attacking the big mother dial, as you have now named it.
So, yeah, as I said, he does a little flourish, and he kind of runs at it, and he's just... and then jumps up into the air, and then comes up with a big, 2-sword slash across the side of its face, landing in a very dramatic kind of samurai pose, but also being an insane, chittering dogman.
All right, so you see Ratbite, everyone, taking action against this massive, huge crocodile that is not happy, especially now that it's taken some damage. That brings us to Torga.
Torga's going to do the same thing again because she doesn't really want to go near it. She's just going to stand back and scream at it.
Okay.
I'll roll.
Let's do another intimidation then.
14. Same again. How weird.
All right, so it's going to look at you warily, and it's snapping its jaws closed, but it's not backing off like the other one did.
Okay.
So that's your full...
Yeah, that's the
Okay, just want to make sure. Brings us back up to Vez now.
Oh, she really doesn't want to get involved with this big guy. She didn't want to get involved with the small ones. And again, she is terrified of Ratbite. Blood off of his damn sword, and now she's just like, what is this? What is this? Oh, I'm backing up. So she's going to use her full movement again. She's going to look at Fabio and go, start backing up away, back to where she again saw Honeysuckle go. Just darting eyes between Fabio and the crocodile, just back and forth, back and forth.
Okay. So as you're backing up, you're basically backing up towards the upper right-hand corner of the garden now. There is another smaller gate like there was on the lower southwestern side of the garden. So you're basically standing at this gate where there is a break in the hedge, and we'll leave you there for your action. Is that all you'd like to do?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll leave you there at the very far end now of the garden. You've probably got a good 25 feet away from the crocodile. Fabio, we are to you now.
Okay. Now, I don't pay much attention at school, okay? But I can often get by with cheap imitations of what other people do. I've seen people cast Fireball. So, I would like to minor illusion a fireball which has no effect but is very visual, and I'm an illusion specialist, so it sounds like a fireball and it looks like a fireball, but it doesn't do anything.
Okay. You cast that. I'm going to roll intelligence on this thing to think it's smart. See if it's smart enough to pick on the fact it's not being.
My spell save DC is 10.
It's 10.
I am not the best wizard.
And that's actually going to be. Hold on. So, haha. So as you cast this crocodile, it starts backing away a little bit, and it's definitely terrified of this fire, and it's working its way out of the hedge slightly. Not fully, it's still kind of there, but your illusion...
You know, the Sorcerer Tim from Monty Python, that's what I'm doing!
So it's definitely terrified of this fake fire. And that's actually going to be, let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to have it back up. That's its action. It's trying to back up away from the fire, and that takes us then to Ratbite. You see this creature is now in retreat. There is this illusion of a fireball, thanks to Fabio.
Can I get an attack of opportunity if it breaks away from me?
Sure.
Nope, that's the wrong thing. Wow, I wish.
What did you just do? I don't think that's...
There we go. 17. Or, sorry, 15. I can do numbers. I can read them.
Works. 15 still hits, so you got a 15 on it. What are you going to do?
Give it a little smack. This thing is going to become the ticking crocodile to Ratbite's mania.
Okay,
So 10 damage.
10 damage. All right, so you've taken a little bit more damage on this crocodile in its fear of backing away and also have been injured. It's sort of shaking its snout and its jaws are clenched tight. It's actually kind of closing its eyes, just sort of trying to wiggle its way back and away.
Is it clear to Ratbite that it's trying to retreat and get away?
Do you want to do a perception on that?
Yeah.
Let's do perception.
That is it's a 16.
Okay, so yeah, you're starting to notice that this thing is not heading towards you as you would expect after you doing some serious hits on it. You see that it's actually almost like it's getting stuck in the hedge as it's backing away from you.
You are right for your life to worry. And then Ratbite's gonna like undo the front of his trousers and pee towards the thing. This is now my territory.
You did it again. Okay. Well, now that Ratbite has exerted his dominance, Torga?
Yeah, Torga is actually looking at Vess and sort of like, the cat is the priority. If this, again, she's seen Ratbite deal with things before. She's normally used to just backing up and going to sort the problem out whilst he's dealing with the actual threat. So she's going to go after the cat.
Okay. And we'll bring it back up to Vez. You are in the far point area of the garden. You have that little garden gate next to you. You see Torga heading towards you. Ratbite doing some interesting things to the croc. And Fabio having helped create this interesting burst of flame, which doesn't seem to be doing much of anything besides just adding some extra light to things.
She's so confused.
I was gonna say, how you feeling, honey?
Oh yeah, minor illusion also doesn't create any light. It's just I'm using the visible light. I'm pretty sure it says in the cantrip that you can't.
Oh, okay, so then there's just it looks like that.
Sorceress. She's like, that's fake. Fake. You're bad at school, and that's. And
it's
she's looking
working.
So she's gonna again do like a motion to Torga and slowly try to open the gate and sneak her way out and kind of like usher Torga through.
Okay, sleight of hand then.
All right. Oh, that's really bad. It's a -1. 5.
You got a 5?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to be quiet, but this gate probably isn't used as much, and it makes this rather audible sound as you open it up.
She's like on her back legs, like running with her arms in the air and like a net in one hand.
Okay, so we have Torga and we have Vez basically working their way through the creaky old gate towards where they saw Honeysuckle heading. So you're breaking out of initiative then, Torga?
Yeah, Tuga is currently running with a net towards Vez.
Okay, so then Fabio, we're up to you. What would you like to do? Crocodile has not left completely. It is in retreat, though. You got the thinking face going on. You gonna do anything, Fabio?
I mean, it's retreating. Vestrin's heading towards the cat. I'm, this fireball, it seems to have done its job. Maybe I'll, I don't want to create too much noise and stuff, though, in case I keep scaring the cat. So maybe I just, take my turn to clean up a little bit, end the cantrip, make sure the disc's still there with my glasses on it, and...
Okay, so you kind of just...
Yeah.
To calm down the atmosphere?
Yeah. Maybe a slight scent of, chamomile or something, Okay.
All right. So that brings us to the crocodile, which, even though you have negated your cantrip, it's been attacked, it's been peed on. So it is fully moving back and away. And in process, you can see it's kind of taking its front claws and it sort of grabs one of the unconscious crocodiles. And then with its mouth, it gently nips the tail of the other one. And it's pulling back its 2 other smaller crocodiles with it as it backs away and out of the garden completely. And you can tell it is in full retreat now. Ratbite. We're at to your point.
Ratbite would like to make a intimidation check to basically assert his dominance as the alpha male of this garden now.
Okay. Why does that scare me?
Well, it's the cursed sword, right? He has to win the fight, otherwise he won't leave the fight. So that is I think I have proficiency because I'm a gnoll. I do. Okay. That's actually a 19 on me to flex on this gator.
Yeah, you're fine. The gator is definitely not trying to do anything further. It's in retreat. It's pretty much gone, and you can see the hedges are sort of falling back into place where they're used to being.
Perfect. Ratbite mentally and personally declares this a great victory and a heroic triumph, sheathes the swords and wipes off the foam with his tongue, and walks back towards the others, his tail wagging happily. He has had a great day today.
Okay, so you're out of initiative now. You're all heading towards that gate. What would you like to do?
Is everyone all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Torga stood there net ready.
Yes, all good. Ratbite, you're terrifying.
Thank you. I have heard this before. Never have I owned an alligator.
Do we get the cat then?
Yeah. Don't pee on the cat.
Of course I wouldn't. It isn't mine. That garden, though, and all its vines, I will claim them. I'll come back to climb.
I'm gonna go after the cat now. Okay.
Torga walks past, pats Ratbite on the shoulder, like, good job, buddy, and keeps going after Vess as he goes.
His tail just wags all the faster.
Okay.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy. So we have you all going through the gate, and you're now in basically sort of what looks more like a traditional backyard. There are a couple of areas where there are chairs. You can tell people might come out here and enjoy some fresh air. But again, it's fenced in this time. It's not a hedge. It's more like a white picket fence going all the way around. In the back, there is a very large prominent gate, and you can tell further beyond that, there is sort of a little lake-like area. But you are now situated in this backyard of BB's place.
I'd like to lift up the tree bag again and go, here, Snickerdoodle.
Okay, let's do persuasion with advantage because you used a nickname.
Hey. I mean, thank God, because that was a 7. I was a 16 plus my 7 persuasion. So 23.
So what was your total then?
23.
Nice. So let me see here. I mean, I think you should do fine with that. Oh wait, no, that was the wrong roll. Let me redo that because we're dealing with Honeysuckle now. Okay, so with that, you're shaking this and you're going, here, Snickerdoodle. And underneath this sort of traditional garden bench, you see to your left-hand side, again, that little pink nose tucks out from under the shadow. And again, the big blue eyes tuck out. And then you see this fluff peek through with these very long whiskers. And this timid little shaking cat with its wings kind of tucked in very tight, timidly starts tiptoeing towards you, and she's about 20 feet away, and she's just kind of got herself down, and she does this little sound looking at you.
Torga is just slowly raising the net.
Torga is ready.
Not doing it, but I'm sort of up just in case.
So you basically have Honeysuckle out and in sight.
Vestron's gonna get down on her knees and just kind of she's gonna put a couple of treats in her hand and then reach her hand out hi, Snickerdoodle, come here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Okay, let's do this as since you're moving and she's a little scared, let's do sleight of hand here.
Oh no, that's bad. That's really bad. 8.
Got an 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's going to, what is she going to do? Hold on, let me see here. All right, she's going to be slightly startled and her ears are going to go down and she's going to step back a little, to it because it was a little bit too quick, but she doesn't disappear entirely. She's more just like on the alert now as opposed to curious about the treats.
Can I swipe her up with the net if I think it's because Torga sees her move and is like, no, not again?
You were standing next to Vez, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you would have to move forward to get to her because she was about 20 feet away.
Oh, okay.
So do you still want to do that? Like try and move forward and catch her, or?
It depends. Does the cat look like it's about to bolt in that second or not?
It's on the alert, absolutely on the alert. It's like whatever's going to happen, it's going to react.
Can
I wouldn't, but Torga would. Sorry, Scrap, what?
Well, I was just thinking of trying a really, like, reverse psychology kind of persuasion. So, like, you know, Fabio goes up to one of the trees, gets out his claws, starts stretching on it, and then lays down, deliberately facing away from Snickerdoodle.
Performance. Let's do performance on that one.
Oh, boy. That's an 8.
That's an 8. So Fabio gets on with his tabaxi kitty self and does his
Torga's now
just get distracted and forget about the cat altogether.
You're pretty much a cat. You're like, whatever. Just kind of like, yeah. Get good and comfy with it, and you curl up on the nice soft green grass.
I think then Torga will sort of just sit down, put the net down, and be like, Snickerdoodle, it's me. I know I don't quite look like me, but come on. You're worrying everyone.
Let's do persuasion on that. With advantage. Would you put that down? Do it with advantage because the net is now out of hand.
15.
Okay. So she's going to, hearing your voice, you see her tilt her head.
Sort of leave like the paw out, you know, when you get a cat to sniff the paw, even though it's just this massive bare paw.
Okay. All right. So she'll tiptoe close to you and kind of do that little sniff thing, and she's gonna look at you and like start rubbing her chin, and she'll kind of just sort of rub her head underneath your paw, and you hear like this low purring sound coming from her.
Right, now do you want to go home and get something to eat or what? Because I need to go back, okay? And I really want to drink. And
you
I
said
really want
you're
something to eat. Like,
that you're sitting down, right?
Yeah, just literally sat down. It's like, look, I can give you a lift. And she sort of gets down on all fours and gestures to her back.
So Honeysuckle will actually start weaving her way through your legs and everything, and just kind of letting her tail sort of swish around your legs and kind of tickle under your nose. And she'll come back around and kind of just flump herself down next to you and look up and...
okay, come on.
And like, without thinking, like the bear senses have probably taken over a little bit too much, picks her up gently with her mouth and starts walking her back towards BB's place.
All right, and Honeysuckle has just done like what kittens do, and she just kind of goes like all limp and like, okay, you got me in the mom hold. So we have Torga. Torga is a bear carrying Honeysuckle, our lovely little Tressum, back
like,
towards...
Don't forget my net. Like, it's a gesture to like someone
and
him. Like,
now, question, do you want to walk around to the front, or do you want to go in through the back door where the kitchen entrance is?
Whatever's closest. Probably whatever's closest is what she'd go for.
It kind of works out to be the same because of where you're positioned, so it's
she'll
more
probably
your
just
fault.
go in the front then, because she knows
Okay.
she'll see other people that she knows there probably more easily.
Okay, so perfect. So Torga's off and walking with Honeysuckle. The three of you, what are you going to do now that you see that Honeysuckle is in care? And the crocodiles are definitely gone.
First and foremost, Ratbite's going to pick up the stick that is the net and happily follow behind Torga.
Okay. Vez?
Keeping a safe distance between her and Ratbite, but following Torga.
And Fabio?
Sleep.
It is rather sunny. It's dappled, lit, sunny yard. There's chirping birds.
Oh yeah, Fabio falls asleep on the grass.
You did also have
Can I
some
give
fruit
a little
stuff.
nudge when I walk by? Just kind of a little...
Shout the word shots.
Yeah.
There's beer.
beer, and up he gets.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, so let's pan this over to where Torga is walking up the front steps. You see that front door, which you've grown to know quite well. What would you like to do now that you have Honeysuckle dangling from your mother's hold?
She
in your
stands
bare-
up, right? And keeps shuffling forward, like pushes the door open and just strolls into the bar.
Okay, remember it's the front door, so the front door is technically locked
Ah, okay.
because it's that entryway.
She'll knock.
All right, so with the knock, you'll see the panel open up, and it's the middle panel, not the one at the very bottom because of your height. So the middle panel opens up, and you see these bright yellow eyes with the heavy brows looking through. Torga, you gotta?
Just points at the cat in her mouth. It's like, like, let me in.
Excellent. And the door closes, and the little door opens. The little door closes, and the big door opens, and Sebastian's standing there, but he's actually opening it very slowly and quietly, and you can see he's got this look of like, don't make any sudden movements, and slowly pushes it open.
Torga bursts through, walking through with on like her hind legs straight
Okay.
in.
So you've run into the foyer. It's actually closed off because that one door has been closed behind him. So you have the front door open, the entryway door closed off. Torga is now in the foyer. The rest of you, were you right behind Torga at this point?
Ratbite is for sure, and he's gonna spit the net out at Sebastian's feet, just like, bleh, and then just keep following Torga.
Great, good boy. God, I gotta clean that one up again. All right, fine, whatever. Please do come in, quick. Let's make sure this little runt doesn't get out of the litter again. And he'll close the door behind all of you. And he'll look down at Torga and having Honeysuckle still there. And Honeysuckle at this point, she's almost like, no pun intended, catatonic because of the way she's being held. Right, we gotta. Oh, God damn it, she was right about these stupid phones. And he'll pick up the phone and he hits a number and you see him kind of doing this. BB, honey. They found her. Yeah, she's fine. BB, calm down. BB, listen, she's fine. She's fine, right? There's no injuries, right? She's good? Okay, yeah. No, she's totally fine. Looks like Torga's got her in a nice little nap. I don't see any harm done whatsoever. So your little snickerdoodle's back in the place. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll wait. Don't worry. Yes, I know. Door's locked. I locked the door. Yeah, the door's locked. We're all good. Okay. Yeah. And he'll hang up the phone and he kind of goes, oh God, she's never gonna let me live that one down because she was right. We needed one of those things. Listen, she's gonna be right down here, no problem. Here, why don't Torga, let me take her from you if you don't mind. That way you can actually use your mouth.
And Torga just takes her out but holds on just because she doesn't trust this cat not to run away again.
Okay, all right, just keep her in hand and BB should be here in a minute. And as he's saying minute, the door swings open and you see BB and she's actually not quite her sophisticated, pulled together, elegant self. She looks a little frazzled. She's got a few hairs kind of fallen out of place. You can tell that she's kind of hastily put on this robe and she's standing there with like her hands over her shoulders. You found Honeysuckle for me.
Well, we said we would.
Oh, you are God's sends for sure. And she's going to walk over to you, Torga, and she's going to just quickly scoop up Honeysuckle and just pull her in and hold her close. And at this point, Honeysuckle, realizing that BB has her, you see her just melt against BB's shoulder and the purring is audible to everyone. And BB just has this look of absolute relief. She goes, oh, my dear girl, I don't think I could live without you, my sweet dear Honeysuckle. Oh, I owe you so much, all of you. Thank you. Thank you for getting my little girl back home. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. This is beyond any type of gold. If there's a favor I can do for you or anything like that, please just say it and it's yours.
Give my coin to Vezran and the wizard. I've been paid in full in lizards. And then Ratbite's going to make his way to the bar.
I was going to say, Torga just sort of like salutes and heads straight to the bar after Ratbite and starts climbing the stool again.
And Mickey sees the two of you coming. Okay, looks like we had some success. I got you. Yep, no problem. And so Torga, she puts up 2 Eldritch Blasts from your recent brew. And Ratbite, she sees you coming. She puts the lemonade on, and then she winks at you, and she pulls out this bottle of vodka, and she kind of pours in an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pour, and puts the bottle back under it, and it pushes it towards you with a wink. I think you ended this time, kiddo. So we have Torga and Ratbite enjoying their drinks. Vez and Fabio, you're still in the front entryway with Bibi and Sebastian.
It occurs to me, Vesrin, that we are out of our time, right?
Believe so.
And this may be bold of me to assert, but you don't relax so well?
Not usually. Is it obvious?
Only a little bit, but here is my idea, right? We're out of our time, so presumably we can go back to our time at exactly the same time. So how about while we're here, we take advantage of that, I help you loosen up a little, and you help me turn these notes into an actual spellbook.
You'd let me fix your notes if I relaxed. Really? And she's suddenly really coy smile, like very excited.
That shouldn't be the motivation here.
Oh, it definitely is. Yes, of course. We should get going right away. Shall we go sit down?
Now nervous. Okay.
Sebastian will lean over to Fabio. There's a nice couch in the lounge area near the fireplace. Might be a good spot.
Well, okay. I'll get drinks in.
I have the perfect ink for this. Absolutely perfect. Perfect. And she's gonna start muttering to herself, walking back into the main room.
There's more than one kind of ink?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the 2 of you go back into Bibi's place, and as you're passing through, you'll see Evie, who gives you a quick little wave. Nice to see you back. Nice to see you back in one piece. Just let us know if you need anything as you walk by her. And then, yes, there is this collection of couches near the fireplace where the 2 of you can very much easily sit and get comfortable. The waiter, George, is going to come over. What can I get for you?
Waiter service. Very nice. Looks to Vesrin. Shots.
Just one. For starters.
Very good. I'll be back with some shots. And if there's anything else, please do let me know. And he'll wander off, and we're going to pan back to Bibi and Sebastian. And Bibi is holding Honeysuckle against her, and Sebastian kind of gets this sly smile on his face. Looks like you might have caught yourself another 2. Yes, well, it's always nice to get a little bit more family in the house, isn't it? And she'll quietly walk back up the stairs with Honeysuckle on her shoulder. And Honeysuckle is actually going to pop her head up and over Bibi's shoulder as they're going up the stairs. And she'll catch a glance at the 2 of you sitting at the couch. And she kind of rubs her head against Bibi's shoulder one extra time. And you could almost hear her purr from where you're sitting because she's so happy to be home. And we'll leave you all sitting at Bibi's place with Torga and Ratbite enjoying their drinks, taking in the chatter that's happening around them, Mickey giving them some happy winks and proud of what they accomplished today, with Fabio and Vez sitting at the couch, working together, enjoying their shots, and enjoying the extra bit of found time at Bibi's place. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. Oh, your accents are incredible. Oh my gosh.
They really are. Fantastic work, Thief. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Glad you had fun.
Well, since we're here at the end, why don't we go round, everyone talk about who we are, what our favourite part of today's thing was, and where we can find each other online. But before we do that, if you've been enjoying the show, everyone, we very much appreciate, we're trying to raise money today for our friend Heavenleigh's GoFundMe. They're facing hard times at the minute, and they need all the help they can get. Thank you so much for your donations so far. The Streamlabs donations today, the direct donations, also are going straight to them. So thank you for your support. Please check it out again. And I also forgot about Bean Boozled. So Rachel, I think me and you might need to do a couple of Bean Boozled here at the end. Did anyone else have Bean Boozled or anything like that?
No, I didn't know about it. I would have done it though.
Yeah,
Best I can do is gummy bears and tell you what the flavor is, maybe.
I don't think I have any anymore.
I went to 3 stores, I couldn't find any
Oh.
No.
stores yesterday. today. I'm so
That's okay.
sorry.
I will do some. Whilst the rest of you go around. Rachel, why don't you start us off? Oh, God, not that many.
Oh god. Okay. Hi, I'm Rachel, or OBB190 here on the internet, and I played a Veteran tonight. With this so heartwarming, wonderful. This was so wonderful. I want to go to BB's place in real life. This was so great. My gosh. As terrified of Ratbite as Veteran was, oh my god, I love that guy. Holy crap. I think my favorite part had to have been, as gross as it was him licking the blood off the sword and literally peeing on a crocodile. That was incredible. Definitely my favorite part. And I really liked the conversation Torga had on the phone. That was great as well. But yeah, this was really great. Chat, make sure you continue to support this wonderful stream, this wonderful cause today, because it's definitely deserves the support. And thank you guys again for having me today.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Rachel. Thank you. Next around, we have Rap by Jesse Neon. Oh, hi.
Hello. Yeah, I'm at Jesse Neon. Jesse Jordan is my name. I can be found on Twitter. And right now, actually, on Kickstarter, my debut novel is available for pre-orders, which is exciting for me and probably only the people who have bought it so far. But still, it's out and about. If you like fantasy nonsense full of garbage people and trash wizards just trying real hard, you might like my book.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So far, I've had buttered popcorn and peach. The peach one's always scary because it could be vomit, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. And next around, we'll go to Alice.
Oh, hi. I'm Alice. I'm headmistress of this academy. And I played Torga today. And there's just so much I like about BB's Place. And I love the different characters in this. Though I actually think I really liked Fabio trying to get the attention of the cat and then falling asleep by the tree and doing the stretch. Because my cat's doing it right now. So it's also very relatable. But yeah, this was awesome. Which one was that?
That was canned dog food.
Yeah, that's one of the worst ones.
And let me tell you, canned dog food, the jelly bean, doesn't taste anywhere near as good as canned dog food, the food. Like, that just kind of tastes fatty. This tastes horrible. I worked in a pet store, okay? You have to try it every now and then.
Sure.
Yeah, you know. Last but most certainly not least, thank you so much for a wonderful one-shot today, V!
Hi, everyone. I'm V Muse. Thank you so much for sitting and watching and participating. This was so much fun to run for it. I love the way BB's kind of shifts and changes with everyone. It's just, for me, my favorite part truly is seeing where the players take the story. And this was so much fun to weave with you. That's honestly my favorite part today. I absolutely loved it. You can find me over my YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse, where I show you how to paint miniatures, make miniature terrain, and game accessories. You can find me here at Scratticus Academy quite often as a player and sometimes DM. And tomorrow you can find me over on Cobalt Press's new Twitch channel, where I will be starting a new campaign in the Margrave setting of Midgard, along with my buddy Jesse. He's going to be one of my players, and we'll be starting up at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time at Cobalt Press's Twitch channel. So please join us tomorrow. I'm so excited for it. We have a fantastic cast of players. And yeah, so that's me. That's me in a nutshell. And oh my gosh, this was just, what a great way to start Saturday morning. I'm like jazzed up and excited, and I'm thinking of more voices for tomorrow.
Yeah. As for me, I thank you very much for letting me play an absolutely rubbish wizard. It was great. Yeah, favorite part has got to be just Alice being a bear. I mean, I've got a feeling that's just like some sort of life dream of Alice's, and it was great.
It really is. If I could be a bear in real life,
I loved how you played that out too, like the mannerisms and everything. That was just like, oh, okay, we have to give Torga more of this stuff.
Just keep her bear. Sounds wrong, but right. Okay. Well, everyone, we're going to put a timer on. We're going to put about 20 minutes on between shows as I go and get everything set up. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you in around 20 minutes for our next one-shot, where Wild Engineer will be running some City of Mists, and I've made a skater boy character who just wants to have fun and is not at all based on one of my childhood friends. We'll see you later, everyone. Bye.
Bye.